in a sunless room. Still don't bend to the shallow or loud. Still get love from the silent crowd. Still no fear in the weight I hold. Still spit gold when the nights get cold. Still move swift when the world get mean. No crown needed, I'm still supreme. Yeah. Yeah. Excellence don't need noise. It speaks in silence. This is the standard. Kept it like suits on a jazz night. Blueprints carved with a craftsman's light. No shortcuts, I map the climb. Every beat I touch, I stamp with time. Grace in my motion, no flash in the frame. Calm in the storm, still mastered the game. Let the groove talk while the world still screams. Legacy built from the quietest dreams. Just class, just kings. We move, just dreams. Clean. We move, we lean. Still the gold standard. Clean. Flow like water with a mind like stone. Grew from the roots, make the crown my own. Never chase trends, just chase the truth. Lessons I learned still fuel my calculated steps in a world that spins. Begin still sharp. And I'm still supreme. Just class, just kings. I found peace in the quiet. Left the storm where I stood. Ain't no chains on my spirit, just rhythm in the wood. Let it breathe. Yeah. Used to hear sirens sing with the wind. Now it's just melodies born from within. Clean slate on the pad, no haze in the glass. Every page that I write helps bury the past. See, I walk through the smoke, never carry the flame. Put the weight down slow, never spoken with shame. Kept my name in the quiet, let the growth unfold. Now I speak for the ones who still gripping the cold. No judgment in my tone, just a mirror with grace. So myself keep going in the loneliest place. Now I breathe with rhythm and I move with light. Narcotics synonymous, I chose to fight. I let go, let it fade. Found my soul, make a trade. Ain't no chains in this groove I claim. Now I move with a brand new name. Yeah. Let it ride. Yo, used to chase shadow bottle of smoke. Mind running wild, but my soul stayed broke. Till I flipped that script, whole plot got switched. Now I build with the bricks that I once dismissed. Every bar now crisp like the breath I take. No more cloudy days in the steps I make. I dance with the vice, but I let that waltz. Then I stepped off the stage with a whole new pulse. No shame in the studio when you walk back clean. Now I glide on tracks like a well-oiled machine. Ain't chained to the past, I'm the proof in the scene. Narcotics anonymous, but the vision stay keen. I let go, let it fade. Found my soul, make the trade. Groove I claim. Now I move with a brand new name. Yeah. Watch it fade. Turn the lights down, turn the mics up. Pressure feels good. This a heat check. Let's see who really got it. Still crisp like vinyl on a Sunday spin. Still clocking plays like a never fold, never flinch when the stakes get set. Blueprint in my breast, still cash your respect. Every bar like a test with the flame on high. Still smooth with the stride, but the aim don't lie. This grown man focus, no gimmicks and reach. This a lecture in the booth, I don't talk, I teach. Heat check, stand firm or fold. Who built for the fire when the nights get cold? Heat check. Don't fake, don't flee, only real ones cook at 1,000 degrees. Clocked in calm, but the flow's on scorch. Still ride clean like I'm sitting on a porch. Words like bricks in a tailor-made stack. Every rhyme well fit, no crease, no crack. Talk quiet, but I move like a storm on glass. Every move calculated, not a second too fast. They throw smoke, but I breathe through that. I don't run from the heat, I lean into that. Heat check, stand firm or fold. Who built for the fire when the nights get cold? Heat check, don't fake, don't flee. Only real ones cook at 1,000 degrees. I was made in the ash where the pressure gets born. Steel in my spine, walk calm through the storm. No flash, no capes, just facts in my lane. Every scar on the path got a value, not shame. Yeah. hydraulics up, hatred low. Calm in the storm with the speakers thumping. Sunset chrome with the street lights humming. Low ride ghosting, mind on cold. Wheels don't talk but the silence bold. Pressure in the pipes, peace in the lane. Built for the weight, not the chase of fame. All black tint, no flash, no fear. Still I rise, every shift I steer. Cold, grip, hate, still, roll, slow, mind, chill, hydraulics lift, don't break, eyes wide, no fake, no fake. Yeah, what's up? Cruise through the dust with the west side calm. No rush in the step, just gripping the palm. Seen foes fall off, trying to ride too fast. But I move with the beat like I'm built to last. Gritting my tone, but my drive stay clean. Let the paint talk truth while I slide between. No names, no shade, I just cut through smoke. And I float like a prayer when the system spoke. Crayons, cold, grip, hate, still, roll, slow, mind, chill, hydraulics lift, don't break, eyes wide, no fake, yeah. Low voice, fade in street, feel what I hide. Yeah, yeah, life's low, no rush, just so velvet. Seat back, sky wide, mind on hush. No static in the air, just a breeze of trust. Old soul in the deck, chrome wheels in motion. Glass clear thoughts like the tide in the ocean. Slide through the haze with the world on mute. Every second like jazz, complex but smooth. No stress in the lane, just rhythm and grace. I don't race with time, I two-step with space. Float up in that velvet smoke. Feeling free, ain't nothing broke. Cool breeze, no words spoke. Just that soul in the cloud of hope. Now I glide like a note in a Marvin track. Clean ride, clean mind, ain't no looking back. Dashboard glow with that midnight gleam. Palm trees sway like they know my dream. Peace on my side like a well-worn suit. Truth in my steps, yeah, I slide with roots. No pain in the vibes, just good in the air. Smoke swirl soft like feeling free, ain't nothing broke. Cool breeze, no words spoke. Just that soul and a cloud of hope. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let it breathe. Feel the smoke. There's a peace on black. Steel frame, soft leather ties kiss the lane. Peace in the breeze, no rush in the vein. Palm trees lean when the rhythm pass by, and the chrome catch sun like a wink from the sky. Grew through the struggle, but I rise with grace. Now I ride through the block like I own my space. No hate in the heart, just beats and steam. West Coast raised me, low rider dream. Low windows down, sunbeam gleam. Cruising slow through the soul-filled dream. Let it drip like stream, feeling good in this low rider dream. Peace signs out, not a word too loud. Old schools talk when they roll through crowds. Kept it clean, no stains on the pride. Just wood grain wheel and a queen on the side. I remember them nights when the tank was light. Now we cruise through the town like the stars done right. No noise, no change, just the thought supreme. Living proof on spokes, low rider dream. When windows down, sunbeam gleam. Cruising slow through a soul-filled dream. Paint so wet, it drip like stream. Feeling good in this low rider dream. Let it ride. speed. This ain't speed, it's style. Low rider dreams. Forever. It's a muscle. It's memory. It's not fire. It's focus. We ain't talking metal. The pen's a blade, I write with amongst composure. Every line etched in stone like a wartime closure. I move through dimensions of thought like wind over water. Scripture in the cipher, discipline in the armor. Every breath is intention, no motion wasted. I build with the ancients while the presence debated. See, the mind is the forge and the words of the flame. I don't battle with flesh, I dismantle the frame. Mental weapons, soul filled steel. Don't kill, move in silence, strike the brace. Power in the mind, not a single trace. I load thoughts in the chamber, insight in the clip. Precision in the verse, watch it tight and grip. I'm composed like Coltrane, clean with the syntax. Stacked every scar like a spine for my syntax. Meditative measures never move for the trend. Got a mind like a maze where illusions end. You swing with emotion, I carve with intent. Every line of life lesson, not a dollar spent. Mental weapons, soul for steel. Truth cut deep, wisdom don't yield. Move in silence, strike the grace. Power in the mind, not a single trace. An office home, we strike behind. The minimal doors, just man's we go. Yeah. There. I seen the rise, I seen the fall. Same game, same rules, just a different hall. They play loud, I move quiet. I'm still here, I'm still watching. Took notes while the world kept talking in circles. Truth bends quick, but the lies go purple. Legends fade when they chase too fast. I learned how to build with a shadow that lasts. No need for the flash, I just sharpen the view. They paint over scars, I preserve what's true. I watch them trade gold for applause in the room. But I grew from the dirt like a rose in the tomb. I don't talk much, I just watch time. See the patterns in the pain, every lost line. Where the silence speak, I find my truth. Still here, still clear from the roots to the roof. Yeah, from the benches to the marble halls, I seen both. What they call power, I call it thin rope. Heard whispers in the vaults, visions in the fog, and found truth in the echoes of a long gone God. I never blinked when the lights got bright. I just walked through the storm with a pen in a fight. You watch the throne, I watch the frame. What you call glory, I call the game. I don't talk much, I just watch time. See the patterns in the pain, every lost line. Where the silence speak, I find my truth. Still here, still clear from the roots to the roof. I used to run from the mirror, now I stare for clues. The silence taught more than the loudest news. I kept notes in the margins of every regret. Now I use them like maps for the paths I've met. There's a war in the mind that the charts don't show, and a price for the peace that the fame can't know. So I scale back the noise, let the rhythm speak. Still sharp in the soul, no need to peek. They chase trends, they trace truth. Still watching, still walking. Watching, never sleeps. They see the flick, but never the climb. They count the stacks, but never the spine. This ain't about hustle, it's about history. The re-up chronicle. Blueprints buried in crates and contracts. Dreams so dated with receipts and setbacks. I watch them chase fast but lose direction. I built from the pain, now the grind's perfection. This the quiet math, no noise in the plot. Where silence buys peace and the talkers get caught. Each move is a lesson, each step is weight. And the coldest kings know how to wait. Stack slow, never fold. Keep that heart on freeze, soul on gold. Eyes on time, hands in dirt. Real ones built through the sweat and hurt. Stack slow, never fold. Keep that heart on freeze, soul on gold. Eyes on time, hands in dirt. Real ones built through the sweat and hurt. built mine honest, no flash, just stare. Some talk legacy, I live in the proof. Every bar stitched tight. No rush in the pulse, I just carve my lane. While they race for the top, I just master frame. See the art in the scale, not the weight it brings. It's the patience in the process that makes men kings. Stack slow, never fold, keep that heart on free. Soul on gold, eyes on time, hands in dirt. Real ones build through the sweat and hurt. I don't talk much, I just load the facts. Lessons ain't deep in the folds of the tracks. Took notes in the war room, mind stayed clear. Pain on my breath, but my pride ain't here. They sell quick wins, I'm investing in grit. Every scar that I carry got a lesson with it. Build mine from the silence where the fake won't go. And I still write clean, let the real ones know. This ain't a come up, but he brings, I'm the destiny queen. Every star that I got, you got a lesson with heat. No lies in the silence where the fake won't go. And I still write clean, let the real ones know. This ain't a come up, it's a rise. No lights, no lies, just pages, pages. From the Re-Up Chronicles. No distractions, no fear, breathe. In bars, it's that zone they can't fake. It's that flow state. Look, my mind move like a monk in the mist. Clear lane, clear aim, not a second I miss. See, I train through the noise, learn peace in the fire. Now I write what I live and I speak to inspire. From the court to the page, from the dust to the light. Every loss made me sharper, every wrong made right. I ain't chasing a crown, I'm just carving my truth. Got a pen full of wisdom and a booth full of proof. Don't burn, don't blink, don't break. Ride the wave, let the soul awake. Breathe in new shape. Niggas on mad, it's that soul state. Burn, don't blink, I'm break. Out the wave, let the soul awake. Flow state. Breathe in, move straight. In the zone now, this flow state. I ain't in it for the chill, I'm in tune with the scale. Meditation in the bars, revelation and skill. Took the pain, turned it up right, made a rhythm of scars. Now the page is a mirror and the verse is the stars. Time slow when I'm locked in, post on mute. Every syllable breathing like it's born from the roots. Ain't no talk in the mind, just the dance of the fate. No past, no name, just the present I create. Don't burn, don't blink, don't break. Ride the wave, let the soul awake. Breathe in, move straight. In the zone now, this that flow state. Everything clear now. No chaos, no ego. Just rhythm and down, flow state. No filters, no noise, just me and the mirror. Every scar, every thought, every verse. Look, what you see in the glass might shake your stance. Truth ain't dressed up and don't blink to dance. And just stare with the wave in the past to flame. While the present plays chess in the master flame. I've been wrong, I've been righteous, I've been both in the day. Learn the soul got seasons and the flesh decay. This ain't posture, this is posture breaking. It's that honest rap, no ego faking. Mirror show me what the crowd can't see. The part of me that bleeds while I still MC. Not for clicks, not for praise or charts, but to stitch loose threads in the fabric of hearts. I look in the glass, what I see ain't fame. It's the cost of the fire and the roots of the name. Not a mask, not a game, just a mirror and the flame. Mirror talking says you ain't healed, just hitting. You rhyme clean, but the shadow's still smitten. I try burying the past in the bars, but it floats to the surface like a buried note. Truth in the whisper, louder than screams. Regret in the loop like rerunning dreams. No flex, just confession and code. Each word a brick in the road I roll. So I pen like a monk with a blade in hand, trying to carve out peace in a no-pace land. The mirror don't lie, it just magnifies what the world forgets when the surface shines. I look in the glass, what I see ain't fame. It's the cost of the fire and the roots of the name. Not a mask, not a game, just a mirror in the flame. Some persons chase where shadows speak louder than words. Compton's heartbeat was the first sound I heard. Mama's voice cracked like glass in the night. Daddy's silence cut deeper than any fight. Broken dinners on cracked linoleum floors. Echoes of sirens, prayers behind closed doors. I held a notebook before I knew the pain. Every line was a scar, every verse was rain. Before the pen touched pad, the pad touched pain. Lessons in the struggle ran heavy through my veins. I learned to speak through the silence and screams, crafting a future from fractured dreams.
Ooh, child, the weight runs deep. Before the pen touched pad, the pad touch pain. Voices from the past still whisper to me. Before the pen touch pad, the pad touch pain.
Daddy's shadow long, but his footsteps were faint. Mama carried storms and the hope of saints. I watched Tupac preach from the flickering screen. Words like fire burning clean with a beam. Keep your head high, he said through the haze. Like the path forward through darkest days. A mentor's voice left on my voicemail one night. Write your truth, son, don't fear to fight. Before the pen touched pad, the pad touched pain. My story inked in tears, lost in rain. Every verse a prayer, every rhyme a flame. A prophet in the heart of the pain.
Ooh, child, the weight runs deep. Before the pen touch pad, the pad touch pain. Voices from the past still whisper to me. Before the pen touch pad, the pad touch pain.
It ain't hard to tell, this is God's pen, cold speaking. I wrote this in the dark, now the whole world's peeking. From them school halls where the chalk dust flew, to the booth where the pain turned dreams into truth. Mama prayed over meals while the lights stayed dim. Now I dine with my heroes, still thinking of them. Still feel the wind from that Brad Blog night, where the sirens sang blues and the block stayed tight. You can change your clothes, but the soul stayed home. Fairfield in my blood, in the beat, in the tone. Labels talking budgets, I talk legacy and spine. Ain't no diamond on my neck worth the weight of my mind. A rose from the clay where the roots run deep, where we bury young dreams and lose brothers in sleep. But I made it with a notebook. Broke nights in a plan, now I'm writing from the sky with this mic in my hand. Seen the world, seen the shade, seen the light through it all. Still that same youngin' staring at that bedroom wall. Just a spark in my chest and a prayer in the night. Now I ink revelations in the booth till it's right. And I ain't preaching, I'm just speaking what's true. What the mirror don't say, but your spirit already knew. Ain't about plaques or the charts of fame's little dance. It's about writing something real when the world. So if I manage tomorrow, let them quote me like Psalms. Just a poet from the Ville who put pain in his palms. They say heaven's above, but I found it in sound. In that first verse I wrote when no one was around. Yeah, I started with nothing. Look, not a star, just a voice that made it out the static.
He was my guide, my shelter through this rain. Taught me strength even when he felt pain. In his silence I found my way. Papa's love still echoes every day.
I remember coming home with them scuffed up shoes. Mama yelling, but it's Pop who gave the realest truths. Never said too much, but his eyes would preach. He ain't teach from a book, he let his silence teach. Hard hands work still just to pay them dues. Barely had time, but made sure we never lose. Slick with the wisdom, he say, boy, take the pain. Turn it into power, don't you drown in the rain. He ain't hug much, but his presence was felt when life dealt me blows. He showed me how to stealth. A king in the shadows, no throne, no crown, but he built my kingdom, now I hold it down.
Oh, he stood like a mountain, never swayed. In his silence, never decayed. He was the sun when the skies turned gray. My father's love still lights my way.
I seen him cry once, thought the world might break. Funeral soup, only tears for his brother Jake. Told me, man, cry too, don't be afraid to feel. Stand tall, cause the pain makes you real. He ain't had much school, but his mind was deep. While the streets gave me chaos, he gave me peace. Never raised a hand, raised me with his pride. Taught me how to walk like a man, not hide. He said, son, your name is the sword you swing. Sex echo key's what's ever doing. I used to think he ain't understand me, but now I look in the mirror and I see him in me. Every move I make, every lesson I pass on, that's pop living through me, eternal and strong, yeah.
He was my guide, like a shelter through the rain. Taught me strength, even when he felt pain. He was your sun, was our salvation. Our Father's love still wrecks my rain.
So here's to the real ones, the fathers who ain't need applause, who just showed up and showed us what love really was. Pop, I love you, love. Keep your head clear, boy, but the streets keep whispering. Fuck, why this weight so heavy on my chest? Footsteps echo on cracked concrete. Minds a maze, no escape, no retreat. Sirens blend with lullabies I never knew. Mama's tears drown out the morning dew. Paranoia's a shadow, always 2 steps ahead. Voices in my head tell me some things better left unsaid. Don't trust no one, whispers my past self cold. But the pain inside the story never told. Lord, can you hear the prayers I don't speak? The nights I drown alone and weak. I'm battling ghosts inside these city walls. CPT bred me, but these scars crawl. Compton state of mind, can't leave it behind. Can't leave it behind. Demons in my vision, fighting for my mind. Streets whisper lies, but I'm seeking the signs. God help me rise through these CPT lines. Present me, stay sharp, don't fold. Pass me, they watch it, they know. God, child, I'm holding you close. Trauma's a teacher with a cruel hand. I write in blood, not just sand. Paranoia's the price of survival here. Every corner hides a memory, every shadow fear. They say pain's the passage, but it feels like a cell. I'm talking to my demons in this private hell. But even in darkness, I search for the light. Compton nights long, but I'm ready to fight. Compton state of mind, can't leave it behind. Can't leave it behind. Demons in my vision, fighting for my mind. Streets whisper lies, but I'm seeking the signs. God help me rise through these CPT lines. Keep running, keep praying. Present me, I'm holding on, I'm still breathing. God. Keep running, keep praying. Present me, I'm holding on, I'm still breathing. God, child, spirits.
Wrap the silence round him tight. Stone don't speak, but it remembers right.
Velvet on the headstone, prayers in the marble brain. Doe feathers float where the narcos never carve a name. Wool suits in the summer smell like pine box breath. Still got ghosts from the kitchen where the Pyrex sweat. Brew from the drought like moss on a tomb wall. A kilo in the hymn book, choir never knew God. Dog tags in the desk where my ledger stay. 100 grams short, somebody bled today. Grit like the gravel at your grandmother's steps. Talk holy to the fiends, watch them vanish in debt. My mama wore black like she practiced grief. Long before the Lord came to snatch my teeth.
Velvet don't stop the pain. Still they dress him soft in shame.
Every bar been a eulogy, gritted with clarity. I got shot and came back with a charity. Velvet on a casket, mask on the driver, chrome on a coke rack. God is a liar. Crib smell like ghosts and unswept dreams. Mouth full of bullets, I don't just spit schemes. Hospital band in my safe by the paper. Cross on my neck, but I talk to my maker like, where was you when the shot rang out? Now I peel back the roof just to let pain out. Same kitchen where the ox got baptized. Same eyes saw mama with her hands tied.
Velvet don't stop the pain. Still they dress him soft in shame.
So glass rights scribbled on the dash like gun notes. Velvet on my lap like I sat on grief. Mac on the table, clips wrapped like wreath. Machine gun prayer over soul food plates. Heard the reaper hum opera at a federal gate. China white in the prayer box, St. Jewel wet. I stitch halos in the suits where the shooter slept. I talk money in whispers, marble in my diction. Buried 3 cousins, all blame the addiction. Mink dragged through the rain, smell like regret, but the tags still hang and the blade still wet.
Velvet don't stop the pain. Still they dress him soft and shame. Stone cold velvet warm, but neither one can right what's wrong.
And yeah, though I walk through the alley of the ghetto, I shall fear no evil, 'cause I carry mine.
Walk with me, ravel in the voice of the avenue. Priest and pinstripe blessings in the barrel room. Confess my sins through a payphone static. Crosses hang crooked while the choir sing havoc. Psalms in my pocket, torn Bible with a blade. Mama lit candles while a syndicate prayed. Street light apostles, ghetto tabernacles. I see men kiss rings before they broke shackles. Grimy hallelujahs in my handshake cold. My rosaries a rope where the guilty name go. Guilt in my glass, truth in my cigarette. Mob sermons echo through the blood in it.
Oh Lord, bless the sinner in a 3-piece suit. He walked through flames in a crime scene booth.
Brass knuckle benedictions, sermons in my knuckles. Confession ain't clean when the angels wear muzzles. Got a prayer in my palm and revenge in my stare. Every church I passed had a snitch in the chair. Organ notes harm like a warning in the walls. Pulpits lean heavy from the way the street calls. God see me kneeling with the 9 on my lap, begging for a sign while the contract stack. Funerals with suits that cost more than peace. Sermons read slow while the body count increased. Only faith I knew was in the silence of a trigger. Benedictions came from the hands of a
Yeah,
killer.
Lord, bless the sinner in a 3-piece suit. He walked through flames in a crime scene booth. Forget the vows made under gunpowder skies, where every prayer's in a stream and
I gave ties and bullets, broke bread in courtrooms, judged by 12. While the streets cough tunes, scripture in a cipher. Primo loop the gospel, word to my name etched deep in the marble. Mob hymns hung through the haze of the liquor. Each verse a vow, every rhyme cut thicker. Penance ain't clean when your soul's still on. I just pray that my sins get remembered as songs. Even angels meal different when they raised in the Bronx. Sometimes the only church that listened was the corner.
They sold the truth in bags with blood on the seal, and prayed to statues made from the lies they conceal.
Yeah, wrote scriptures on cracked walls with coal and spit. Where prophets bled prophecies, cold as a loaded writ. I seen Judas trade silver for a silk chain and cry over crows singing truth in the milk rain. My name etched in obsidian, bless the scar scroll. Voice got the weight of old jazz and a war soul. Black snow falling where the angels once danced. Now it's dealers with halos and fate in their hands. These are thrones made of gun metal and palm blood. The crown's just a target when your legacy floods. I speak in code, torture myths in the dead tongue. Even Plato bowed when the cipher got spun. Streets pray crooked, blessing sin like it's holy. I walk where the shadows kneel and killer sip slowly. Renaissance in the barrel, Louvre in a gun case. Chiseled every verse with a ghost and a numb face. Babylon fell while the trumpets played backwards. I counted the bricks they built from the last words. I speak like I owe death the debt in full with syllables called me. Temple walls pull, red sand in my footprints, echo of old kings. Mob rings clinking with scriptures on gold wings. Truth wearing war paint, silence on trial. I spit like the verdict got buried in exile.
Some dreams die quietly beneath the loudest night. But black snow falling means the end starts again. The ground don't glitter when the sun's still red.
Yo, I seen angels crowd for the deals men make. Gold teeth, gripping on a sermon from a dead monk. Lit sick, visions of Caesar. Sipping from a lead cup, I bled luck. In the dice games, clockwork, in-fight rings. Reading Sun Tzu backwards, moonlight on my right wing. Mob ties woven through the hymns of a stone choir. Songs on papyrus, burn edges, still blow fire. Talk like a diplomat, thoughts like a hired gun. Sharp as a scalpel hit inside a preacher's son. Scroll linked in hieroglyphs, scripts in my rib cage. Flip race to wisdom, my bar's been on fifth stage. Ancient like the curses whispered by a dying pharaoh. Still I shoot arrows through greed with a gold sparrow.
Thrones built in silence, truth buried in smoke. Live by the blade, but I die by the cross.
Brain slow, my enemies watch for the second blink while I'm scribbling verses on scrolls soaked in Edison's ink. Conquerors in my genes, Carthage in my conscience. Mob meals on mahogany, fed lies to the honest. Blueprint of a killer's grace, whispered in Morse taps. Every metaphor dripping blood on the doormat. Black robes, chessboards, books with no spine. With poppies blown red in the snow of my rhyme. Fed from the table where Caesar got his backstab. Still I toast loyalty and goblins etched with black maps. History bends to the pen when the sword kneels. And every verse I drop feels like Fort Seal.
Damn kings need mercy when the moon runs red. But no one prays for poets, feel the poet. They lit cigars with scrolls and called it divine. Then carved their sins on statues to immortalize the crime.
I seen Caesar in sneakers, crown tilted like crime lords. Ghosts of philosophers posting up by wine boards. Cypress smoke rising where the lions once fed. Now it's soldiers in Ferragamo with silence in they tread. Marvel cracked them the stories of popes buried. Where cardinals wore bullets and sins got married. I walk the catacombs, whispers in Latin curses. Each footstep of verse blood inked in the churches. Gold teeth and mosaic saints holding Uzis. The Last Supper hanging over mafiosos in jacuzzis. I spit the Iliad backwards, turn time to a cipher. Even Danny paused when I stepped through the fire.
If Jash can season, let the cold blood speak.
Ash can sing and let the ruins speak. They built heaven from sins and called the angels weak.
I dine with ghosts wearing tuxedos of grief, discussing empires lost to a thief's belief. My quotes get etched and mauled by ex-assassins, their pens still warm from killing past passions. Graffiti on obelisks, prayers with gunpowder, confessions traded nightly in rooms with no power. I rhyme like Nero fiddle with Rome in the backdrop. The beats a guillotine, my voice is the last drop. Every syllable stitch from a dead king's dream. I wear crowns of regret on a guillotine beam. Even the Vatican flinch when the needle hit wax, cause my verses burn cleaner than secrets in stacks.
So Some froze from bones and dirt, but truth still sings too from all the alert.
Washed in the fire, but I still smell like the flame. Preaching the shadows, calling out Cain.
Pyrex sermons, the stove was my chapel. Cooked God's riddles in aluminum tabernacles. Taught to treat every gram like scripture. Got my first lesson from the blade, not the bishop. Whispers in basements, prayers with a pistol. I baptized bricks and baggies, artificial rituals. Mama lit candles, I lit a match to the foil. The tape deck hiss while the city watched me spoil. Plastic saints on the dash, crack smoke in the lungs. Every chop was a psalm, every fiend had a tongue. Guilt like tar, stuck in every fold of the soul. But I sell heaven in a capsule if the choir got cold.
Oh, the paper smell like churches, the sin smell like smoke. He knelt before the needle, but Brady wouldn't choke.
My sins wore silk suits, stitched with ghost thread. Heard my conscience through the static on cassette heads. Street lights flicker like judgment at dusk. I shook the preacher's hand and with powder in the cuff. Kept the hymn in the heat in case the devil crept. Even angels know better than to intercept my steps. Shoebox, altar, shoelace for the rope. Funeral suits hang dry beside the soap. I remember grandma's record player crying Mahalia while I cut eights on the back of a paraphernalia. Could've walked with God, but I ran with the reaper. Left hand on the scale, right hand on the beeper.
Oh, the paper smell like churches, the sin smell like smoke. He knelt before the needle, but prayed he wouldn't choke. Clean me, Lord, from the chalk and the flame. He sold grace by the gram, but he kept your name.
Gold watch ticking on a dead man's wrist. Every for a body in a right.
Marble floors echo with the weight of guilt. Every empire's raised on the graves it built. Old portraits smirk behind bulletproof glass. Eyes that watch wars and let kingdoms pass. Cigar smoke curls like forgotten names, while heirs toast champagne over ash and shame. They bury secrets under imported stone, then name the garden after the sins they own. I seen the wheel sign in fountain ink, but the blood on the paper made the words blink. Private planes land like birds in hell, with coffins in the cargo, stories they'll never tell. A widow counts money through black silk gloves. She don't cry, she just cleans what power shoves. The cook knows more than the son ever will, cause the house help whispers what the lawyers kill.
Tombstones and old family land. Truth buried deep by colder hand.
I heard the chauffeur once drove for a prince. Now he drives silence and hasn't smiled since. He saw a body in the koi pond float. They said mistakes happen when the help can't vote. Grandfather's office got 2 locked drawers, one for cigars, the other for quiet wars. His cane still polished, silver like sin. He beat 3 men with it and never let them in. The eldest son never saw combat, but wears a soldier suit like a silk cravat. He buys land in places where ghosts still moan, then turns them to spies, calls the grief low known. Old money don't die, it just shifts face like shadows at dinner in a candlelit place. They build cathedrals to atone what they own, but no priest can bless blood turned to stone.
Block the second of the blood at the bread. Every witness prayer got a ghost on his knee.
Dice hit the concrete like a last confession. Every number's a sermon, every roll a lesson. Corner kids gamble what fathers once lost. Trading nickels for names, never counting the cost. They laugh in the shade where the reapers sit. In places where dreams ain't worth counterfeit. You can see the chalk lines and their shadows bends. Some play for money, some just play for friends. I saw a boy bet his mother's last chain. Hope the roll might erase her pain. The cube landed crooked, fate ain't fair. He just smiled like death already lives there. Bodega glass cracked with the weight of lies. Pastors preach, but the corner boy tries. Elegies echo in alleyways and drawers. We write our names in ash on heaven's door.
The dice don't lie, but the streets sure do. In case you're sure, every brave whisper got a price on you.
Used to throw bones with my uncle near gates. He said never trust silence, it always waits. Kept a rosary wrapped round the dice cup. Tight pray under the same lights. Saw a man win 30, lose 35. Said the house always wins if you make it out alive. He wore a smile like a closing shift sign. Toby Lux, a woman who forgets you with time. So right wheels in the dice games pause. Right before sirens rewrite the laws. One kid said the street raised me clean, but his soul had gunpowder in the seams. We roll to forget, we bet to feel. In cities where grief don't got time to heal. Ain't no odds in the cradle of dirt. Just boys and Jordans trying to outrun hurt.
Dice don't lie, but the streets sure do. Every prayer you whisper got a price on you. Got a price on you. Got a price on you. If you haven't got dice out, placed on straight, stem it all out and make a red of pain. Let me give. Pressure don't pop you, it kills you slow. Every layer's a memory you didn't want to know.
I feel like the weight don't speak in pounds, it's speaking phone calls that don't come around. I feel like God busy or maybe asleep. I've been praying in whispers just to hear me weep. I feel like my name just echo in pain, like I'm walking through fire just to smile in the rain. I feel fake around fake and real with no one, like I died in my sleep then woke up with no sun. I feel the block changed, or maybe I did. Used to dream about peace, now I just wanna live. I feel like the homies for how I bled, or maybe they remember and just hope I'm dead. I feel like my pen ain't saving me no more, just documenting breakdowns behind metaphors. I feel like love talking but the words don't land. I feel like a ghost holding his own hand.
Under pressure, but I never broke. These stars ain't show, but they still spoke. Self-talk, just face still spoke.
I feel like the mirror got something to say, but I never ask questions I don't want replayed. I feel like my youth still sit on the roof where we smoke through the pain and mistook it for truth. I feel like I failed my brother in time, like he needed my voice and I answered in rhyme. I feel like therapy ain't in the cards, so I bleed on beats, bury the shards. I feel like this money don't matter at all when your thoughts still drown in the memories call. I feel like fame just a better disguise for the fact that I cry when nobody's by. I feel like I'm tired of being the strong when the strong feel nothing and carry it long. I feel like the streets make me sharp but cold, and I've been melting in silence, too scared to fall.
These stars ain't show, but they still spoke. If I ever fell off, I ain't land, I crouched. Streets taught me silence and it shouts, and it shouts out. Money.
If I gotta bleed just to show them where I'm from, then bet I'll draw ink and red to the pavement wet. I'm the verse that slip past metal detectors. God and Tim's, center and lectures. Queensbridge echo in my bloodstream rhythm. I ain't rap for a label, I write like a prison. My pen carved from the curb, in the smoke. My pain ain't performative, it ain't a woke joke. I don't pose with the truth, I live in this weight. I spite bars for the kids that talk to fate over dirty payphones. Reported at schools where they teach you not hope, but how not to be a fool. I'm the ghost in the bench, the voice in the bag, the scream that a dollar and a pistol drag. Detached from my range, don't not trust too straight. My voice is free. Make it look but it comes from the pain. Keep it street, keep it soul, keep it raw in the vein. You want that pretty rap? Go chase illusions. I grew where the truth got bruised in confusions. I seen OGs die with respect but no savings, and kids chase fame through likes and fake ravens. I ain't them, I'm the cipher that crack back, the smoke from the stoop, the echo from the track. I ain't changing for charts or a camera frame. Still spit like I never had a family name. My style ain't fashion, it's survival science. Wrote rhymes in the shelter, my art was defiance. It's for the brothers that never got the verse, just chalk on the curb and a preacher's curse. I write like revenge, speak like dust. God in my gum line, death in my trust. So if they ask why I never left, I didn't choose the mic, the block chose me. But it comes from the pain. Keep it simple, raw with the vein.
Don't sleep on the streets, huh? They got teeth.
Yeah. Cradle me in gun smoke, baptizing back streets. Mama said pray, but the devil ran the track meets. Rocking corduroy dreams, corner store wishes. Mob ties tighter than a priest, dark confessions. Bulletproof lullabies sung in a whisper. My pops wore suits like Sinatra with a pistol. Loyalty's a blade and betrayal's a mirror. I seen brothers fade like chalk lines in winter. Raised by the click of a coat, not no rattle. Mops and tails tuck the baby bottles of battle. Learn how to aim from a man with no father. Said a made man's words worth more than $1.
Little soldier, where the sidewalks cry, dreams built on dice, and the lullabies alive.
Cigar smoke curl like a ghost from his mustache. Told me don't blink when you're living with a dust flash. Marble steps led to marble hearts cold-blooded. Whispers in the hall where the young bucks flooded. Vinyls on repeat, same jazz with my fate hums. Every shot fires another note in the bass drum. Grandmama prayed, but the choir never came. Just sirens and silence, the choir wore chains. My cold lullaby tucked in my rib cage. Silk suit dreams with a switchblade rib wave. He kissed my head once, crooning little king. Just one day the streets gon' ask what you bring.
Little soldier, where the sidewalks cry, dreams built on dice, and the lullabies alive. Patiently nodded off with a burner by the cradle, where they glaze me.
Cause while the bonds got a dad's cable.
I ain't getting no word, you and feet.
Every fairy tale out of rhyme in a place. Soft palm, only time I rest when my enemies all gone. Mob rock, soft jazz. You inherit the throne and scars of youth, or the scars of the youth. He said, life's like chess if the circle's full of jesters. So I rock my cradle where the block been rough. Sleep to the lullaby that made me tough.
Little soldier, where the sidewalks cry, dreams built on dice, and the lullabies alive.
I sat in the seat where the stories was kept. The scent of tobacco and sweat still wept. Eyes on the mantle, photos like spells. Each one a sermon, each silence tells. Vinyl in the corner, dust like a hymn. The past ain't past when it sings through him. He spoke in pauses, carved out with grace. Even as quiet could color a space. Kitchen clock ticked like a heartbeat slow. And wisdom poured where the teacups go. Never raised his voice but raised men. With hands built rough from what he'd defend. The gospel of labor, the psalm of the soil. Truth in the kettle and truth in the toil.
He sat when time forgot to run. His silence brighter than the sun.
Knuckles like knots on a prayer-worn tree. Grandfather moved like eternity. Didn't need armor, didn't need gold. He wore the quiet like stories untold. A shoebox of letters, each one a mile. Unread psalms stacked in a silent pile. He talked with glances, lessons and looks. More sacred than scribbles inside of books. Fed the birds, hummed in the shade. Spoke to the dead when he trimmed the blade. Called the rain by the smell in the air. Knew when to speak, knew when to care. Never met kings, but sat like one. Rome was a porch and his war was done.
He sat where time forgot to run. His silence brighter than the sun.
Chair still there, facing west. Guess some echoes never rest.
letters. I ain't who they say. I'm who I am. They twisting my words, politicizing my verses, but I pen truth in the margin of Sunday service. Reporters want drama, the label wants static, but I'm just trying to ghost write peace like a habit. I ain't the God they preach, I'm the echo in pain. I'm the boy with a notebook drenched in rain. I seen preachers lie, seen killers cry, seen both sides of the trigger, still asking why. They label me conscious, militant, hostile, but I grew up with sirens sing gospel. I write in lowercase hope, uppercase fear. Talk to my pen like my brother ain't here. I learned God ain't a name, he a mirror. Sometimes clearer in jail cell than in cathedrals nearer. So when they ask who I am, what I claim, where I land, I say I'm a letter from the block sign that's saying I am what they ain't. So shit, pain. They spell my name wrong, cause they fear what it claims. Yahweh, Allah, Elohim, or divine. I seen God in a fiend with a dream in a spine. I've been told I'm too quiet, too loud, too black, too smart for the booth, too raw for the plaque. But I write what I see in a language I feel, not Hebrew or Latin, but truth that's real. My aunt prayed in silence, my cousin prayed in dope. Both looking for God in the same cloud of smoke. I walk between scriptures and liquor stores, between angels that hustle and devils that war. Gold teeth, white collars, or priest robes. I learned not all wolves come in black clothes. So when they reduce me to bars and charts, I just nod, write songs and protect my art. Cause I ain't your savior, I ain't your threat. I'm just the voice of the boy that the system forgets. I am what they ain't, so stitched and hang. They spell my name wrong, cause they fear what it claims.
If silence had a throne, you ruled with no name, while I wrote you in smoke and signed it with flame.
A chessboard spilled across Constantinople floors. Ink dripped from daggers I never used to wars. Loyalty's a vow signed in mercury and sand. You kiss rings that turn to snakes inside your hand. I set letters by breath folded in gray dirt. Each line stitched the silk of a trader's shirt. Ravens with razors flew past the Senate walls, while you sat in velvet shadows watching the empire fall. Genghis in the marrow, Machiavelli in my grin. I seen marble empires collapse from within. Coins with your face still floating the wine, but truth ages different when served with a spine.
You taught me that silence is stronger than steel, so I wrote these verses for the ghosts that feel.
Your suits held secrets stitched in Sicilian threads. Even your smiles bowed their heads before you bled. I walked through smoke signals, opera in the ash. Heard sermons from killers with Sinatra mustache. The code was never written, just passed in the stare. From one wolf to another, breathing ceremonial air. We drank from goblets carved out of Rome's regret, and played poker with angels who ain't folded yet. I forgave you in verses buried in bass lines. Each beatbox a tombstone and organized rhymes. My tactics twisted in biblical parables. Even Moses would have buckled under your variables.
I write to the silence that raised me in stone, but some kings die better when they die alone.
Yeah, I seen angels in bandanas and devils with clean hands. Hymns with a switchblade tucked in waistband. Mama said God don't sleep, but I know men who do. Left me in alleys with hymns and a switch to chew. We wore choir robes on Sundays dipped in white light, but Monday had razors tucked tight for the fight. It's a gospel of grit, communion with fear. When you dodge both the cross and the judge in the mirror. Pop says sing loud but keep your back to the wall. Salvation's a choir but the streets still call. We prayed through clenched fists, hope in a chokehold. Sang wait in the water while the water ran cold. You ain't no fate till it costs your skin, and you still showed up just to bleed and begin.
Robes and razor blades, dressed in grace and rage, saving souls with bruises deep, still singing from the cave.
The deacon sold weed and the usher pack heat, but they hugged like redemption could sweep every street. The pulpit cracked when the choir caught fire. It was gospel and gun smoke, truth never tire. I seen brothers get baptized and fade in the mist. Had halos in the photo, now chalk on the wrist. But we keep singing, broken notes, crooked spine. A hymn for the hustlers just biding their time. This ain't blasphemy, nah, this is belief. When you carry your sermon through shadows and grief. The altar got cracks and the Bible got stains, but I still wear my robe through the hunger and pain.
Choir robes and razor blades, dressed in grace and rage, saving souls with bruises deep, still singing from the cage.
Time don't vanish, it settles in the frame. Reflections hold stories the mouth never name. I see my shadow blink back through the glass. Wore my mother's silence like a chapel sash. Nothing but echoes stitched into the skin. Talking to a mirror like it's next of kin. This ain't vanity, it's scripture on display. Wrinkles form maps where the hurt used to lay. The girl in the frame got questions for days, but the past got a habit of looking away. I combed through my childhood like archives of grief. Found hymns in the hush, found war and belief. Got bruises that learned to sing and keep lessons dressed up in modesty. I ain't changing, just shedding what never was mine. Like autumn dew leaves when the branches align. The mirror's a witness, don't ask for applause. It just show you your ghosts and reopen the doors.
The mirror has memory more than the eye. It holds all the faces you buried in time. You think you forget, but glass don't lie. Glass watches quiet from the other side.
She said, hold your chin up, but let your thoughts bend. The reflection looked wiser than my oldest friend. Wasn't raised with riches, but I had full moons and a voice that could braid pain into tunes. I saw myself in a crack shop window, rain trickling down like lost innuendos. Hair tied back, heart wide open, writing truth in fog like the glass was spoken. My mind is a museum and time is the curator. Framed each floor like divine illustrator. Some days I feel like the version I feared. Other days I feel like I'm fine. It's a tightrope walk with no net beneath. Faith in the fall and grace in the grief. The mirror don't blink when you want to be just waiting for you at the end.
The mirror has memory more than the eye. It holds all the faces you buried in time. You think you forget, but glass don't lie. The past watches quiet from the other side.
I ain't running from what made me. I'm just learning how to hold it gentler. Every star knows the shape of the glass. Every name I try to outlive. used to kneel on velvet, talk to God like a friend, but silence echoed back like he ain't gonna pretend. My grandma lit the sage, said, child, hush your doubt, but the faith in her voice had a tremble I caught. See, I grew up on hymns that wore church shoes thin, on altars built for rent, slips and bottle caps says. They told me miracles come slow like molasses in March, so I spoke in soft code, try to soften my heart. The roof leaked truth in a minor key tone, while the Bible in the kitchen smell like gold cologne. And I wondered if redemption got a door I can knock, or if I'm just rehearsing for a eulogy talk.
All the Lord prays in the folds of the night, soft as a whisper, hard as a knife.
I seen halos in the smoke of my uncle's last drag. He told me truth is a weight that don't come with a tag. I held guilt in my chest like a hymn gone stale. Couldn't sing it out loud, so I scribed it in braille. The preacher passed out, the choir kept on. Their robes like rust, but they still sang strong. And I sat in that pew with a hole in my soul, trying to bargain with time, trying to patch up the hole. You ever cry so soft, the walls lean in like the room itself? Holding your sin, I got prayers I don't say, cause I know they still wait, folded neat in the dark with a hand of grace.
The Lord prays in the folds of the night, soft as a whisper, hard as a fight.
Water crash in the folds of the night, soft as a whisper, hard as a kite. I stitch my hope into the seams of the rug and bowed my head, not for mercy but love.
Push the edges on the beat. Tell your lady. In sepia tones, I still whisper my name. I was born in a frame without color or creed, where the echoes of struggle was scripture to read. My grandmother's prayers still drift through the vents, smell the sage and cornbread, pain and incense. The sun hit the blinds in a Morse code flash as my mother ironed silence in the linen and ash. Every wrinkle in the fabric told a sermon in grief. I grew up on lessons that spoke through a reef. The pictures on the mantle wartime like a scar. Suspenders and dance with cigars, and I stare at the ceiling till stories took shape, till the wallpaper peeled back and turned into tape.
Shadows in the frame, still calling me home. I hear them in the silence, I'm never alone.
My uncle had a laugh like a low saxophone. Left for the war, but the war came home. He spoke through the rim of a bourbon stained glass. Told me, boy, time don't heal, it just lets things pass. I walked past the church where the roof always wept, where the preacher sang blues and the organist slept. Came slow like a winter train's breath, but every track it laid down felt closer to death. I learned that heaven ain't a place, it's a tone. And you learn the record when you're dancing alone. And hell ain't flames, it's forgetting their face. It's staring at a photo that time can't replace.
Shadows in the frame, still calling me home. I hear them in the silence, I'm never alone.
They faded from view, but not from my verse. I carry that silence like rhythm and curse. I was born from the splinter, raised in the vault where the walls had stories and the silence could talk. My mother wore pain like a scarf in July, still smiled at the sky like the tears wasn't dry. Pops left prints on the door, none on the soul, but the lessons he skipped made me whole in a hole. Seed broken, they is proof that we tried. Every crack in my spine holds a verse I survived. The roof leaked light on the nights I would cry, so I slept on the floor where my thoughts couldn't lie. It's the jagged, the bruised, the crooked and bruised that make even scraps find a rhythm and blues.
Blessed are the cracks where the light breaks through. Every flaw I carry still points me to truth.
My cousin used to cut lines
into the side of his face. Said sometimes the edge is the only clean place. I ain't judge him, just hugged him, gave him a shirt. We both wore hurt like a suit to church. We was raised on patches, stitched hope in the seams. Found warmth in the wreck and belief in the beams. I seen gold in the rust, prayers in the case, and built temples from pain and kneel anyway. We ain't perfect, we pilgrims with pieces in hands, trying to build something sacred that still understands. And if heaven got a gate for the scarred and the black, I hope it swings wide when I carry my cracks.
Blessed are the cracks where the light breaks through. Every flaw I carry still points me to truth.
World don't love perfect, it loves real, it loves deep. And I'm just the mosaic of the secret top.
Before they gave me numbers, I had a name. And before I had a name, I was thunder without a cape.
Yeah. My name ain't just letters stitched in a line. It's a drum beat echo from an older time. It's my grand's lullabies in a war-torn tongue. My mother's prayer when she was barely young. It's the dirt road dreams of a migrant soul. The ink in a passport that never felt whole. They call it exotic, I call it sacred. Each syllable a land that never got wasted. Say it wrong and I still rise calm, but know that my name got ancestral charm. Got queens in my bloodline, kings in my ache. Rebels in rhythm, I don't flinch when I break. When they tried to rename, I wrote in defiance. Etched every alias in spiritual science. My name got smoke, it got sky, it got fight. It's a country uncolonized, dressed in light.
A name is a nation carrying breath. It's born through the silence our elders left. They tried to erase it, rewrite the claim, but I found my power when I spoke my name.
Don't shorten it, bend it, or bleach its tone. This name set the fire when I walked alone. It don't need stage lights or marquee sign. It rang loud in villages without no time. It's carved in bark, whispered through steam. A river of meaning under every dream. You ask what I rep the unheard. The girls with names too rich for your tongue's curve. They laughed in class when the roll call hit. Now my voice get looped like a parliament writ. Names ain't labels, they're spells we survive. Maps of the bloodline, ancient and live. If you say mine, say it like rain. With reverence, rhythm, and ancestral flame. I don't need borders to tell me I'm real. I built a nation off syllables they tried to steal.
A name is a nation carried in breath. It's born through the silence our elders left. They tried to erase it, rewrite the claim, but I found my power when I spoke my name.
Say your name like a drum.
Never show you it's true. Oh Lord, do you still see?
Yeah, I saw my childhood peeling like paint on a tenement wall, where the echo of dice shakes still answer my call. Iron steps whisper stories when I climb late at night. Rust on the fire escape shimmering under moonlight. A shoelace for a belt, chalk lines near the stoop. Auntie boiling collard greens, kids huddled in a group. We knew the world through crack glass and corner talk, and dreams that skip like records when we tried to walk. I wrote my name in the fog on a frozen bus window. Watch it fade like my cousin after that one crescendo. The city raised wolves dressed in corduroy prayer, where the priest might bless you, but nobody can help.
Don't fall, hold on to the railing, hold on to the railing. The rust don't bite, but the silence is pain.
My notebook got stains from the kitchen floor steam, where mama's gospel played beside a morphine dream. Granny's hand shivered holding a wooden cross. Escape safe, just don't forget who's lost. I seen halos dangle from the telephone wire. Saints with ashy knuckles praying over barbed wire. The older I get, the more ghosts I collect. Names scribbled in my rhyme book, years I can't correct. The skyline used to shine like a blade in the dark. Now hums like a blues note bleeding in the park. I never climbed for escape, just to breathe and to think. With rust beneath my fingers and my thoughts on the brink.
Don't fall. Hold on to the railing. Hold on to the railing. The rust don't bite, but the silence is paling.
The fire escape ain't just metal, it's memory. It's the distance between the world inside and the sky that never came down to help. I wrote a letter in the dark where the candles wept slow, with ink like confession and paper like snow. Each line held a sin I ain't brave enough to say, so I folded the guilt and I tucked it away. The stains on the page was from Merlot and shame, mixed with verses that trembled when I wrote your name. See, time ain't a healer, it's just good at disguise. Put a suit on regret, let it dance in your eyes. The choir outside sang a note I once knew, but they pitch lost its color the moment I lost you. The words never mailed, they just slept in the drawer like a door left unlocked that don't open no more.
Wine-stained letters I wrote you at night. Truth in heat in my palms in the light.
I traced every vowel like a fingerprint's ghost, like the scent of your coat when I needed you most. It's a war in the chest when you bottle your grace, so I poured you in verses and drank at your pace. This ain't about closure, it's dirt on the broom, a voice in the hallway that lingers in rooms. Love ain't a moment, it's what don't decay. It's the sound of your footsteps that never fade away. The paper turned brittle, the truth still intact. A psalm in my palm that I never sent back. So if you find me someday with the wine still dry, know I bled what I could, but I never quite died.
Wine-stained letters I wrote you at night. Truth in the ink and my bones in the light.
She planted lilacs every spring, but they never took. Some things ain't meant to blossom where the world won't look. The soil stayed stubborn, the seasons stayed cold. She wore the same coat from when she was 12 years old. Hands in the dirt like a prayer gone unheard. She whispered the seeds like each one was a word. The house smelled like wood smoke and water rot. Like time forgot how to tick on that block. Her brother got caught in a storm with no name. A chalk outline where the flowers won't claim. Still she dug in the ground with a cracked silver spoon. Talking to ghosts by the light of the moon. They said lilacs don't bloom where the sorrow run deep. Where the roots drink grief and the angels don't sleep.
Your lilacs don't bloom, still she plants in the dark. Hoping something might grow from a memory spark.
They bulldozed the lot, said the land had no worth. But she held her breath and pressed palms to the earth. Something still lives here, she swore through a jar. Even if it's just silence that knows what it saw. And me, I still watch from the rusted gate bend, wondering if hope got a place it can end. I seen kids lose their light in the middle of June, and mamas lose sons before hitting the womb. But still, she returns a bouquet in a grip, a paper-made petals, a wine on the lip. She lays them down slow like an offering true to a garden that never knew what blossoms could do.
Where lilacs don't bloom, still she plants in the dark. Hoping something might grow from a memory spark.
Some flowers ain't bad for the sod overall. They'll face the views where lilacs go down. sink had a leak like a sermon going thin. Every drop hit the rust with original sin. Mama boiled bath water on the stove by the clock, while the roaches bore witness from the edge of the crock. She hummed old hymns while the ceiling paint peeled, talking about angels while rationing meals. No cross on the wall, just a calendar tear where the Holy Ghost danced in the humid night air. We ain't had no top, just a jar full of hope, where pennies prayed louder than a deacon's rope, and the faucet still dripped like a slow amen. Each drop like a song that forgot how to end. Holy Ghost in the faucet drip. Truth in the cracks where the light can't slip. Yeah. Uncle had ghosts in the drawer with his pills. He saw God in the flame, and the flame gave chills. He said, boy, you find faith where the silence is loud, when the mold speaks louder than the prayers in the crowd. We baptize ourselves in a busted pipe spray, and water that knew more sorrow than grace. I seen halos and soap scum, grace in the grime, and forgiveness in dishes that sat there with time. So I learned to speak scripture through dust and delay, where the faucet kept time like a choir and sway. And if the Lord ever showed in a robe or a whip, he first came to me through that faucet's trip. Holy Ghost in the faucet drip. Truth in the cracks where the light can't slip. True facts where the light can't slip. No pulpit, no choir, no robe, no flame. Just a beat in the leak, still calling his name.
Not all angels got wings or shining gold. Some just sit by the window, growing old.
They watch from the sill where the curtains stay drawn, where the coffee turns cold but the soul holds on. That corner of sky they see every day. It's a stained glass reminder they ain't drifted away. Miss Laverne on the second floor prays where the plants, tells the mailman story, slips truth in the glance. She lost the whole choir to time and regret. Now she sings to the wind with a voice like a net. And Lil June on the stoop got a scar on his lip. He sketches whole cities in the steam on the glass tip. He ain't said a word in 4 seasons and change, but his eyes got verses that ain't learned how to tame.
Windowsill saints watching light fall slow. Faith in the silence, grace in the glow.
They ain't in the pews, they ain't got the robes, but they hum holy truth while they folding their clothes. The block calls them quiet, the church calls them strange, but heaven keeps score on a much broader range. A crack in the glass, a cup on the sill, a prayer whispered soft in the shadow of will. They raised generations just holding their ground, built cathedrals of calm when no echo resounds. They don't post no verses, don't boast no creed, but their kindness is gospel, they stillness is seed. So the next time you pass that window lit face, know a saint just blink back in a secular place.
Windowsill saints watching light fall slow. Faith in the silence, grace in the glow. They don't ask for much, just time to be still. Some save the world from a windowsill.
The steeple still stands, but the sound done fled. No hallelujahs, just echoes instead. There was a time when the choir raised roofs off the stone. Now the pews sit in silence like bones overgrown. The tambourine's dusty, the hymnals all curled, and the voice of the block don't resound in this world. Used to be Sister Jean caught the spirit on cue. Now she don't come round, got no healing to do. The pastor just whispers he don't preach no more, cause the echoes of grief sit too close to the floor. The Lord's name faded from the chalk on the board, and the kids found more rhythm in the streets than the Lord. But I still up, just me and the light, writing songs in my breath, baptized in the night.
No quiet fires on Sunday plates, no grace. Just silence and verses and dust in the place.
remember when Brother Malik led the tenor. Now his name's in the wall like a ghost of a winner. A eulogy unspoken still hums in the vents, where the incense of memory climbs with lament. The stained glass don't catch the sun like before. Too many shadows now dance on the floor. And ain't no collection plates, just folded hands, holding back tears for what God understands. Some say the church moved a block in the street, but even that choir got holes in its beat. So I hum to myself and I nod to the sky, still hoping for thunder where the songs used to cry.
No party calling, sometimes no place, no place. Oh, so used to this.
Catch the rap like cattle when the road don't sound. I'ma like to use the chalk on the ground. Now I hate this it's hard how it burn.
No choirs on Sundays, no grace, just silence and verses and dust in the place.
He ain't cheap with his hands. He ain't cheap with his voice. But still, I learned everything in the choir.
He ain't speak much, just let it smoke slow. Had to stare like winter and hands full of snow. The house hung with what he never would say. Each silence a sentence he folded away. He taught me with footsteps that never looked back, with a sigh that hung longer than the coat on the rack. I watch him shave, cut clean through the grief, like each hair was a promise or a prayer with no teeth. Never said I love you, never said I'm proud, but I swear I heard it whispered in the way he'd sit down, fix that old sink, or patched up the screen. That was him saying things just caught in between.
My father's silence was a song he knew. Play on a creed and a key I do. My father's silence was a song he knew. Played on repeat in a key I grew.
I used to mimic the way he would tighten his jaw, like he was holding a world he ain't want me to solve. And now when I speak, I catch pieces of him in the space between thoughts and the weight in my limbs. He ain't marching no choir, he ain't pray out loud, but he'd leave on a porch light where the sky got loud. That bulb was a song, that flicker was grace. 1,000 unsaids glowing soft in his place. Now I wear his quiet like a coat in the rain, thick with regret, line with unspoken pain. But even the stillness, like a hymn too long, taught me the silence can still be a song.
My father's silence was a song he knew. Played on repeat in a key I grew.
Something about love without words or trust. Guess silence means echo, speaker than noise.
I wrote a whole chapters and burned the last page, but the smell of a shampoo still echoes through age.
I found a box full of unsent lies. Ink turned brown, but the hurt still flies. Envelope stamped with no real intent. Truth folded in lines I could never present. She like lavender, I remember that part. It still haunts the sleeve of my oldest scarf. I light incense now just to keep her close, but memory ain't smoke. It clings like a ghost. Every letter I wrote, tried to stitch what I broke, but the margins just wept and the stamps never spoke. I mailed none, just let them live in the drawer next to the scarf that still smells like before.
Letters I never mailed, smells I never loved, but the lover lost. Letters I never read, held down, never died, like a love at a cost.
The postman still walks, but he don't bring peace. Just coupons and silence in a stack that repeats. I tried once to write it with trembling grace, but the page caught a tear, so I folded the trace. I smelled her once in a stranger's coat, pause mid-step like a memory spoke. A rush of what ifs and a quiet collapse, like perfume in winter, thunder that taps. I read back my words like songs with regret. Each line a confession I ain't mailed yet. Some loves ain't lost, they just live in a scent and return with the wind like divine accidents.
Letters I never met, smells I never lost, with a lot apart. Letters I never met, smells like heaven lost, like a love at a cost.
The ink faded, the paper curled, the scent stayed like a vow. I loved her in silence, I still do now.
I tried to outrun time, but time never chased me. It just watched that Jeep.
Time moves like a monk, slow steps through fire. Wearing robes made of silence and songs of the tired. Clocks don't tick here, they breathe like men. And minutes fall soft like forgotten sin. My memories flicker in sepia frames, with grandmama's voice humming broken names. She said, boy, don't rush, the grave got room. So I learned to sip sorrow like afternoon gloom. The calendar curls like a paper in heat, as years drip slow from my balcony seat. The past is a ghost that sleeps in my coat. I feel it when wind slips fingers through my throat. Every wrinkle is scripture, every scar rebel. And the soul don't age, just learns how to dwell. I seen time bless the thief and curse the just, cause even patience decays when it gathers dust. Time moves slow like a monk in the mist. Blessed be the seconds that the rich man miss. I walk with the silence, I breathe with the pain. Time don't speak, but it knows my name. I watch time undress, a city of dreams. One brick at a time in invisible seams. The boys on the corner once danced in the sun. Now they drink from bottles where the melody's gone. Time made a widow of the woman downstairs. She still sets two plates like summer still cares. Some things don't change, and some change too much. Like the way good men start speaking in hush. I wrote down the days on the back of her hand, but the ink bled out like a slow reprimand. Truth takes time, but the lies come fast. And the present ain't nothing but a prayer to the past. I ain't scared of death, just scared of the blur. When the days stop dancing and the faces stir. Time's no thief, it's a poet in robes, writing elegies slow in the dust of my clothes.
Tell it one more time. This time never chased me. It just washes me. It takes a wash now.
I seen halos fade when the trigger sing. Still I speak like a priest with a shadow wing. Spit psalms through a hole in a war-torn hoodie, where the saints sold rock and the angels played goody. Baptized in the shell cases near my door. Heard a choir and the sirens and a knock at war. Read the Bible with my back to a rusted gate, where the kids learn Glocko before they pray. I see mothers hold heat and recite the creed. In a city where the scripture don't outpace greed. I asked God why the street got rules so bent. He said even wolves race when the hunger's spent. So I write like a prophet with a wine-stained cloth, and bless the fiends like disciples gone lost. Every verse is a flare through a sinner's haze. Every breath is a hymn for the block's decay. I ain't clean, but I kneel with a smoke-stained page, where the pulpit's a porch and the gospel's rage.
He preached in smoke where the angels choked, and wrote his songs while the pistol spoke.
Yo, I saw light in a cell with no window frame, where a man drew wings from his cellmate's name. He said faith ain't robes, it's the wounds you wear, and love is the prayer when no gods appear. My sermons get passed in a bag of flame. Cracked lips quote Nas like a holy name. They don't teach this gospel in cathedral stone, but it lives in the block, in the blood, in the bones. Seen brothers get judged with no robe or gavel, where the priest got chains in the courts in shambles. But I still speak light to the corner store clerk, and I rhyme like I'm dying in a saint's old work. Let the smoke rise high while I spill my scroll, with a clip full of truth and a tarnished soul. Even demons cry when the songs feel right, and the gospel bangs louder in the neon night.
He preached in smoke where the angels choked, and
So reach through the smoke for the struck and come.
I see kings in the mirror and queens in the light. Even if you fall, that don't mean you ain't right. Look, I came from the stoop with a head full of stars, wrote dreams in the dust. Between broken cars, used to stare out the window of a 10-floor view. Now I speak to the sky like it always knew. Ain't no limit if your soul got reach. Even street signs point when your heart gon' teach. Read maps in the cracks of the sidewalk lines. Found gold in my mind and truth in time. They'll tell you what you can, but they don't know your spark. You got sun in your voice and flame in your heart. You can build from the scraps, write books from pain. Turn one good choice in a lifelong game. You the author, the beat, the breath in the pen. You the start, the voice, the middle, the end. So shine with your name, let the light take course. Look around, young king, the world is still yours.
The world is still yours, no matter the street. Dreams rise higher with love on your feet.
You got teachers and books, but your soul the key. Unlock every door with integrity. Might trip, might cry, might feel unsure, but each time you get up, you rise more pure. Respect ain't loud, and truth don't brag, but you carry both. Every time you sag, pull your shoulders high, let your story live. Even scars got roots in the hope you give. Your name ain't small just cause you young. Your voice can light like a morning sun. You don't need much, just a plan and a prayer and a circle that claps when you dream out there. So whether you dance, draw, speak, or rhyme, this world was built for your sacred climb. Hold tight to your gift, let your pen roar. From the stoop to the sky, the world is still yours. Looking in the mirror, I saw more than my face. I saw a whole world trying to find its place. Mirror on the wall in my room half lit. Showed me a kid with a soul that's lit. Eyes like questions, heart full of spark. Skin like stories, thoughts like art. Used to wonder why my voice felt small, till I learned quiet kids can stand tall. I don't need loud just to prove I'm right. My truth shines soft like a lamp at night. Saw a freckle, a scar and a crooked smile, but I loved each part after a little while. This world tells you change to fit they style, but I'm good in my skin, I walk my mile. Mirror don't lie, it reflects the real. Even when you doubt what you think you feel. So I stand head high, no shame, no fear, saying I am enough every time I'm near.
I talk to myself with love and light. The mirror shows me I'm just right.
Yo.
Even on cloudy days, you shine bright. Don't ever forget you got the light.
You ain't gotta shout to be heard and known. Sometimes the brightest flames burn alone. Even when they doubt, you hold your ground. You got truth in your walk and power and sound. I seen kids like you make the hardest climb, turn rough starts into perfect rhyme. You'll need capes or a hero suit. Your strength lives deep where the roots take root. You a light in the room when the curtains close. You the hope that rises when the silence grows. Keep going even when your voice feels small. Every time you try, you stand tall. I wrote this for the ones who ain't feeling seen. You're more than a test, more than a screen. You're a miracle with a mission so bright. Let it glow from your heart. You got the light.
You got the light, don't dim your shine. Even in the shadows, you still divine.
Yeah. The world might rush, but take your pace. You don't need to match every single race. You got dreams with wings and thoughts that glow. Let them bloom like stars that the world should know. I seen warriors cry and then laugh again. Turn pain into rhythm with a pad and pen. You don't lose just cause you fall one day. It's getting back up that lights your way. You ain't your mistakes, you ain't your fear. You're the voice that says I still got here. So walk through school with your shoulders wide. This is shining, you know tests can hide. So next time you feel like the sky turned gray, remember the light, don't never fade away. That lives in your laugh, in your words at night. Keep stepping forward, you got the light.
You got the light, don't dim your sight. Even in the shadows, you still divine. Be part of your name, your wall, your fight. You're more than enough, you got the light.
Every breath I take is borrowed. Every thought I write a confession.
Look, scribble verses where the holy pages burn slow. Ash on my scriptures, truth written in a low glow. Mama lit incense, the scent stayed on my coat while I mapped out sins on a sailor's suicide note. The kettle whistle wisdom, the water wept steam. I aged in alleys where shadows chase dreams. My uncle spoke a war with a voice full of dust. Said trust is a garden, it don't bloom in the rust. Time wore a jacket of moth-eaten wool, and faith wore silence like a child in school. I read psalms with a switchblade under my tongue, where the preachers wore sneakers and the hymns were unsung. Got my father's frown carved deep in my chest. He left his regrets folded neat on my desk. Life is a sermon that the wicked misquote, and love is a letter the illiterate wrote.
My scriptures, tears on my page. The fire inside me was poured out the cage. Truth comes slow, pain don't lie. We walk through the smoke, we pray to the sky.
I walk through the smoke with a scripture and match, looking for heaven in the heroin patch. Pain's just a prophet in a jacket of blue, telling half-truths cause the whole one might undo you. I sold no lies, but I whispered a few. The women with brain in their eyes and perfume of rue. My sins, they sit like jazz on a vinyl. Scratchy, circular, tender and final. What's freedom if your shadow ain't free? What's a mirror to a man that won't see? The gun sleeps beneath grandma's rosary beads. The streets raise kids on unspeakable needs. I wrote this verse in a matchbox apartment. Dreams rot slow in government watchmen. Hope ain't loud, it's a flicker in the fog. And joy walks crooked like a three-legged dog.
Never told me who he was, but he left death off.
My father's silence was a song I replayed in empty rooms where the sunlight decayed. He spoke through gestures, through shoes by the door, through a cough in the dark, through the cracks in the floor. He kept his love in the folds of the stair, like a poem too long for the open air. Every nod was a hymn, every blink a clue, but I had to grow old just to read it true. The radio played what his lips wouldn't say, jazz on low like a secret in clay. I studied his shadows, the pace of his tea, the way he smoked slow like he envied the breeze. He never sang, but he taught me pain in the hush of the night, in the roof's refrain. He taught me that grief don't wear black or moan. It just hums in your walk when you're walking alone. He prayed through his silence, repented through chores, and never once knocked on emotional doors. His hands were maps I
traced their lines, saw battlefields, saw churches. It said time, his silence bled into my own chest wall. So I learned how to write what he couldn't recall. Now I speak in poems cause I feared his tone, and I chase soft truths he never had shown. His song plays still in the hush between beats, the quietest rhythm in the loneliest streets. Silence sang louder than most men's cries, like a drum made of smoke beneath grieving skies. Got pencils and poems, my future stacked. These pages in my bag hold a whole world's map. Pages in my backpack, dreams by the zipper. Lessons in the lines, every scar makes me bigger. Got a notebook filled with stars and names of kings I could be in these schoolyard games. Bell rings loud, but my mind's more quiet. Reading old scrolls while the lunchroom riot. Math in my folder, truth in my pen. A crown in my thoughts they ain't seen just yet. Got hope in a pocket, faith in a fold. Grandma's voice in a poem I wrote in bold. The chalkboard don't always tell the whole tale, but the margin of my paper's where I never fail. I draw swords with a crayon tip, write peace treaties when the hallway flip. Every test is a quest, every class is a clue, and my backpack's packed with a world brand new. These pages I carry are more than they see. I write who I am and who I could be. Yo, I walk slow through the rain with a rhyme in mind. Notebook wet, but the words still shine. Teachers nod when I drop those quotes, like wisdom ain't loud, it just floats and floats. Got a story for every smudge and crease, a poem for peace and a verse for grief. I fold dreams like lunch bags tight and tuck them between math books every night. Seen kids quit when the work too rough, but I write even more when the roads get tough. Cause I know that the pen got a voice so bold, it could turn a small name into solid gold. So I carry these pages like armor and flame. Each word I write is a part of my name. If they ask what I got in this bag I grip, tell them stories, hope, and a manuscript. These pages I carry are more than they see. I write who I am and who I could be. From the hallways and now to the world I'll track. I'm building a future from the pages I brag. I drew a castle near the corner store, then colored in the sky where my dreams can soar. Sidewalk chalk my pocket like paint for the soul. Every line on the pavement's a dream I control. I drew a rocket ship next to the old bus stop, with stars in the back where my thoughts lift off. Color the sun that would never go down, with trees that could dance and clouds that wore crowns. Every color had meaning. Blue for peace, green for the gardens that bloom beneath. I made roads where the hurt don't walk, and doorways of hope by the sidewalk chalk. Little sister help with a butterfly wings that draw what you feel and it might just sing. So I trace my name with a shining light in pink and gold. It looked just right. The ground became my dreamland floor. Each stroke a seed, who could ask for more? Sidewalk chalk in a dream so wide. We paint our future where love can glide. I drew hands holding hands in every shade, in a school that was safe in every grade. I made clouds that rained down books and joy for every curious girl and boy. Wrote poems in purple, spun stories in red, and built a playground where no tear was shed. A rainbow arch from my front step line to a world that hummed like a peaceful rhyme. The block ain't quiet, but my art speaks soft. It tells the truth when the day feels lost. Chalk might fade when the a little steam.
I used to sit on the steps where the stories breathe, where silence felt sacred and words were weaved. Back when the street lights hummed and the moon peaked low, I climbed library steps where the dreamers go. Held tales in my hand like a secret map, with dragons and stars in my denim flap. Old librarian smile said read and grow, so I learned how a whisper could start a glow. Stacked books on my lap like a stairway tall, each word a window, each rhyme a call. Heard lullabies float from my neighbor's door, while I traced new worlds on the library floor. A pencil, a pad, and a heart that believes. That's how you fly even when your feet don't leave. So I stayed on those steps till the stars got shy, and wrote lullabies for the tears in the sky. If you listen real soft, you can still hear them sing. Pages turning in slang and slang.
Stories bloom in the quiet night in golden light.
Mama said books hold more than grades. They got love, they got courage, they never fade. So I folded my fears in a bedtime page and dreamed of peace on an endless stage. From fairy tale suites and poems that cry, I learned how to see with a second eye. Built castles from syllable ships from rhyme. Travel past time just holding a line. Even when the noise from the block got loud, I found calm in the ink like a midnight cloud. No vowel in the verse, just light and soul, and a voice that told me I was whole. So tuck in, young dreamer, your thoughts are stars, and each story you love will take you far. The world may spin, the truth don't lie. It's rest in the night and a lullaby. Stories bloom in the quiet night like golden night. So sleep, young scholar, you do still rise. You found days wrapped in yellow lies. We rode bikes through the puddles and cracks. Now I look back like, yeah, we had our tracks. From the sandbox days to the bus stop grind. You was always there, hand clapping with mine. Shared lunch, shared jokes, even shared blame. From chalk fights to test nights, you stayed the same. I remember the day you gave me your coat, said you cold, I got you, that's all she wrote. We ain't got gold, but the loyalty's pure, and that's worth more than the world for sure. We both had dreams, we sketch in class, like one day we'll rap, make the whole world gas. Didn't matter the score, win or loss, she was the first to say, yo, shake it off. From climbing trees to spelling bees, from scraped up knees to deeper beliefs. You my anchor, my cheer, my laugh in the rain. Day one type, forever the same.
You've been here since the very first sun, laughing through storms, my real day one.
Remember the pact, no matter what, stay true. Even when we disagree, we still push through. Some friends fade like chalk on street, but you stuck like the beat when the rhyme's complete. You saw my tears when I held them tight, and told me crying don't dim your light. You ain't gotta be blood to be real kin. You a whole lifetime in a silly grin. When I doubted myself, you handed me bars, said write that pain, you won't reach the stars. From Lunchables to principles, we've been tight, like pages in a book that read just right. So here's to the moments we never forgot, to inside jokes in that secret spot. If I win, you win, that's how we run. This one's for you, my day one.
You've been here since the very first sun, laughing through storms, my real day one.
In a world that shifts, you stay the sun. Salute to the soul, it's never done. Day one.
She wasn't just a person. She was a sound I couldn't hold.
She walked like dusk, soft, slow and unsure, wearing lost like perfume the world had endured. I met her in a bookstore with pages half torn, where the gospel sat next to a novel on war. Her voice held echoes of old wooden pews, but her hands knew more about scrubbing old shoes. She said faith ain't loud, it's a whisper through pain, and love is a coat that still melts like rain. I mispronounced her name, called her wrong for years, but she smiled through my errors and baptized my fears. Silence and colors I ain't known, hung hymns on my wall like reminders I'd grown. She moved like a psalm in a godless sound, and smiled like a storm that forgot to drown. She lit candles where streetlights broke, and prayed for men buried in government smoke. Said a hymn ain't a hymn till it bruises your throat, till you sing with your wounds, not just the notes. She knew the shape of grief by touch, could name every shadow, but never too much. Her bed was a chapel, her laugh was a bell that rang through my soul like a prisoner's cell. She left me a letter with no words inside, just ashes and petals she refused to hide. Now I walk with a name on the roof of my mouth, a hymn mispronounced, but it still leads me south. She spoke in silence, but the silence was wide, like a hymn in my chest I can never confide.
Some died silent, some screamed their last. Fight for the names that the system passed.
This for the kid with the cracked front tooth, who dropped out young but spit gospel truth. For the mother who prayed with a knife in her purse, wrote psalms on bills when the church got worse. For the brother who ran while the sirens grew, caught one in the back with a sky that knew. For the mind that read Baldwin in a holding cell, taught 5 shorties math before we caught that L. For queens who nursed through the blackout war, fed whole blocks from a secondhand store. For the uncle that cooked, fed the block, and the cousin that fell cause his phone got tapped. I seen guards get dropped with no candle lit, just a chalk outline where the sidewalk split. So I rhyme for the ones that the court forgot, whose name only lives in the cousin's
Rise in the morning news, but I write to
I write in stone for the quiet affairs, for the whistle they drop like a felt down sear. One kid said pain is the tax of breath, then he vanished like smoke in a cop's last step. Is for the thinkers who never wore cap and gown, cracked the matrix in a lounge downtown. For the brother who drew with a prison spoon, etched murals of truth in a concrete tomb. For the nameless MCs that the ciphers forgot, spit flames and stairwells, never earned that shot. For the builders who broke just to teach their seed, and the prophets and those who refused to read. I write cause the angels forgot their files, and the system don't judge on the human trials. But my verses burn in the wind they left, so their voice never dies while I got breath.
their names don't rise in the morning news, but I write till the 30 gives back their dues.
Not all kings sit, not all saints pray. Some died in the dark, but I write them day.
Monkey bars look like planets in flight. We orbit the swing set, chasing light.
I turn a slide into a rocket ship trail with a juice box map and a shoelace sail. Hopscotch squares, that's my launch pad zone, where I moonwalk off and I don't need phones. Sandbox turned to a castle with guards, drawing stars in the dirt with a deck of cards. Jump rope chants like mission codes, while the clouds above look like story modes. Me and my crew wear astronaut hats, bike helmets on with the stickers that slap. We fought space pirates on a jungle gym, that took lunch on Mars with a sandwich grin. The seesaw moved like a comet sway, and the sun just clapped like it knew we'd play. Imagination ain't small, it's galaxies wide, where the bell don't ring and we freely glide.
We play with stars, past trees and time, in galaxies, our dreams still shine.
Yo, the swing, that's my spaceship seat, pushing so high that I kick the beat. Spinning around worlds with my eyes closed tight, feeling like a comet in a tunnel of light. Tag becomes time travel, fast and brave, with power-ups hidden in the park's small cave. I saw kingdoms rise from a puddle and chalk, and drew whole planets in a sidewalk walk. We were giants with stick sword blades, protecting the grass from the shadow raids. Teachers call time, but I'm lost in thought. The dragons nap, the stars are caught. See grown folks talk like play ain't gold, but the stories we make are the ones we're told. From the hoop to the dirt, we create the lore. Playground galaxies forevermore.
We play past stars, past trees and time, in playground galaxies, our dreams still shine.
Walk with your name, walk with your fire. The hallway is holy when you walk higher. Walk with your name, walk with your fire. The hallway is holy when you walk higher.
Yo, I lace up my thoughts with my beat up shoes. Backpack heavy with today's big truths. The bell rings loud, but my soul still calm. Walking down this hall like I wrote a song. Lock and slam like a drumline roll. And every step I take's like I'm touching gold. Always ain't just walls and floors. They a map of your dreams and unwritten scores. Kids talk loud, but I stay on pace. With my head in a book and my voice in grace. Got math in my phone, poems in my sleep. History in my step and the right to believe. So I walk with purpose, even when I stare. Cause crown me to shout instead. This ain't just school, it's a throne in the skies, where kings and queens rise through the lockers and ties.
Walk with your name, walk with your fire. The hallway is holy when you walk higher. Walk with your name, walk with your fire. The hallway is holy when you walk higher.
Look, you might not see capes as heroes here, fighting silence, fear, and pressure each year. From the corner seat to the front row, kid, there's a light in your step, no locker can hear. Some carry books, some carry pain, some carry dreams that don't yet have names, but still they walk with a silent code, building futures in the lunchroom. Most when they whisper a point, a joke, just breathe and rise like a Sunday smoke. They don't know your heart or the storms you brave. You a soldier of peace in a hallway parade. You got teachers, yes, but you teaching too. When you walk with love, the whole hall learns you. So fix your collar, let your voice ignite. Every footstep's a verse and this hall's your mic.
From the tile to the bell, from the floor to sky. Walk like a prayer, hold your head high. From the tile to the bell, from the floor to the sky. You walk like a prayer, hold your head high.
Grass don't rust, but heart sure do. Keys don't fit where pain slip through.
Brass lock hanging on a paint chip door. Never got picked, just ignored the pour. It clicked that night like a guilty thought. While the dreams inside slowly turned to rot. Pops left it shut when he walked that day. Left mine with a prayer and a bill to pay. The key sat heavy on a rusted chain, right next to the notes that forgot his name. We slept on floors with the lock in sight. Swore if it opened, the world might right. But brass don't bend to a hungry cry. And bitter dreams only bloom when dry. Press my ear against the frame and wait. Hoping mercy might rattle the gate. The silence was louder than keys or screams. That lock held ghosts and unwashed dreams.
Locked doors whisper what I lack, but I still dream, won't turn back.
I had a box with receipts in flame and a picture of him with no real name. Said this lock just keeps what we survive, but I knew she lied just to keep me alive. I walked past homes with gold-plated trust, while ours had bolts and the weight of dust. I learned how to dream where the light don't reach, where hope gets mud 3 blocks from the beach. We knock and knock, but the echo lie. Telling kids that lock means don't even try. But I dreamed anyway, like a fool in snow, with a rhyme in my chest and nowhere to go. Some dreams cut deep, others bruise and fade, but the bitter ones stay like a note never played. So I wrote to the hinges, groaned in shame. Brass locks held me, but never my name.
Locked doors whisper what I lack, but I still dream, won't turn back.
Brass don't break, but dreams still slide. Through cracks they swore were sealed outside.
I sang to the rats, and the rain replied, there's gospel where the clean folk never cry. Whoa.
Sermons in the sewer, hallelujah on the hydrant. Salvation whispered through a junkie's silence. The priest wore Jordans, preached through a grill, spoke truth while cooking on the grill. Kids ran past with bags full of sin, but smiled like saints with holy skin. Graffiti read, God lives here in red. Right above the mattress where Deshaun bled. Potholes shaped like broken halos, and pictures prey on rusted cables. My mama said faith don't need no church, just a heart that ain't forgot how to hurt. So I sang with the wind down Eastburn Lane, and it harmonized back like it knew my name. Ain't no roads, no pulpits tall, just gutter song scratched on the bathroom stall.
It filth, I call it grace. God ain't scared of no place.
Rain hit the tin like a quiet war. I found prayer in the corner store. We lit candles with light as hell low, hoping the smoke might tell us where to go. Old heads spit verses on stoops with flair. Wisdom in they weeds, gospel in they stare. One had a cross tatted under his eye. Said his street baptized me when the sky ran dry. We knelt not ashamed but defiance and crime. Told the Lord our sins, then turned them to rhyme. My verse ain't clean, but it bleed like truth. It got scars, it stains and crooked tooth, but it sing in the dark like a hymnal torn. A song from the blood of a rose with thorns. So next time you pass with a broken kneel, know they singing from places the holy feel.
They call it filth, I call it grace. God ain't scared of no place.
I found a desiring love with this beside a waver. Even broken voices can still praise. Even smoke can rise.
They shut the chapel down, boarded the glass, but we still sing with lungs full of gas. The organ's gone, but the rhythm remains. We clap off beat in the shadow of chains. Rats in the aisle, bold on the wall, but faith don't flinch when the ceiling falls. Mama said grace with a cracked out stare, praising with dirt under every fingernail there. Boys in the back row hum through the pain, ash in their curls, rust in their veins. Don't know songs, but they know the code, singing mercy on corners where no one go. A hymn ain't a hymn if it don't hurt deep, if it don't cry slow, if it don't lose sleep. So we bow yelled it loud from the back of the store. Praise with a limp, but we still want more. We sang in the gutters till the sky sang back. With holes in our shoes and God on our backs. We sang in the gutters till the sky sang back. With holes in our shoes and God on our backs. I seen prophets on milk crates, preachers in sweats. Their pulpits a payphone, they Bible in debts. One hand on a flask, one fist in the air. Quoting scripture with smoking they prayer. No stained glass, just a flicker of neon. Kids spitting verses they fathers will weep on. One said, I got holy water in a Snapple bottle. He poured it out slow for a cousin who wobbled. We baptize pain with every verse we spit. Confess our crimes through a loose tape skit. If heaven got gates, we'll knock off beat. Barefoot, hungry, with dirt on our teeth. And maybe that's grace, to scream in the dark, to write gospel in chalk where the world leaves marks. We ain't saints, just voices that won't fade. Singing gutter hymns like they heaven made. We sang in the gutters till the sky sang back. With holes in our shoes and God on our backs. Trained in the gutters till the sky sang back. No signs, no grid, no stars above. Just alleyway echoes and things we shove. The corner store clock ain't ticked in years, but it still glows blue like forgotten tears. I asked an old head, where's the way out? He laughed through a cough, said, what's that about? Here we walk in circles, dodge old debts. Follow ghosts that still place bets. I used to fold maps from books I stole. Drew exits and pen, burn prayers in bowls. But the city don't care for your lines and plans. Spits out compasses and breaks both hands. A street light flickers like it's trying to say, you here forever, kid, streets don't play. So I lace up slow, head down, eyes thin, trying to trace back steps that never been in. No maps in the city, no signs for the blind. Boys hum with no melody left. Broke dreams balled up in cigarette breath. A stranger said hope lives 2 stops east, but the train don't run past the rust and grease. Every turn looks like the last I took. Same blue door, same closed book. I used to write plans on the backs of bills. Now I just walk past them in windowsills. See the path here ain't never been straight. It's a drunk man's dance with the hands of fate. Every turn got a right I miss, but I kept my name on a mental list. And maybe that's all, just motion and doubt. No entrances in, no exits out. So I walk like I know what the silence means, making maps out of ashes and in between. So no maps in this city, no signs for the blind. We all looking backwards, just try to find.
Some prayers survive in the fire. Some carry the bullet back.
Found a Bible in a box marked, don't open. Pages curled like fists that been broken. Inside a name, a date, a tear, and a pack of reds tucked near Psalm 4:4. Burn marks on Leviticus, ash on the spine. The scent of cheap whiskey in every line. Someone tried to find God with a lighter in hand. Set the holy text down on a nightstand. One verse circled, the ink all smeared. Love is patient, but the rest disappeared. A lip print faded on Revelation's edge. Maybe she kissed it before the ledge. I held that book like a fragile breath. Could feel the pages hung with death, but even scorched, the words held tight, like they've been waiting for a different life.
Faith don't flinch, it just turns the age.
Ain't no pews in my house, just crates and stools where we preach over rice and unpaid dues. Ma used that book to prop the fan. Said God already know who I am, and he do. If he's watching this place, he know we use scripture to balance the bass. We pray in silence, we smoke through pain. Ash falls like rain on the window pane. One day I lit one right on John 3:16, just to see if the truth turned green. It didn't, just smoke like any old leaf. Like belief, don't care who carries the grief. So I keep it close, this tatted creed. Not for heaven, but for the need. Cause sometimes you read what's too burnt to name and still feel the weight of the flame.
Some birds on the Bible meet. The book tells two stories. What was written and what burned through.
Not all funerals have flowers. Some just hang in closets and wait.
3 black suits in the back of the room. Tag still swinging like a pending doom. Never been worn, but they know the drill. Pressed for a name, the world might kill. Ma got him cheap, 2 sizes too wide, just in case she said eyes turned aside. One for my uncle, one for my friend, one for the call that ain't come but will in the end. They sit like shadows stitched to the wall, hush like secrets in a linen stall. And every time I reach for socks or shoes, I feel a silence like a bruise. This house got grief in storage bins, and jacket pockets and safety pins. We mourn preemptive, love on lease. Say prayers for people who ain't found peace. Funeral suit still tagged in the bag, waiting for names that don't come back. My cousin's ghost lives 2 doors down, smoking cools on a porch in a thrift store gown. She ain't dead, just lost somewhere, but her picture's framed like an answered prayer. That suit in the middle's got a folded note, slipped by Ma in the inner coat. She wrote, if it's me, just play Sam Cooke and don't let no preacher give me that look. Time ain't kind to the ones who wait. It frays the cuffs and rust the gate. And I keep thinking one day I wear mine. Stand in the rain, mouth closed like a shrine. But for now they hang black, neat and still, like grief that's unpaid, like a weight bill. And I don't try them on, I just nod and pass, knowing some fabric was never meant to last. Funeral suit still tagged in the back, waiting for names that don't the living. Some lost survivor, some just leave the door open.
Sing through the walls, sing through the fire. Never got tags, never got tags.
Velvet saints on the corner blow smoke like incense. Gold teeth flash like stained glass glimpses. Bodega's gospel crackled and warm. Truth in the snapple cap, script in the storm. She tagged the charm on a church brick wall. Love without rules still answers the call. Halo hanging off a hoodie string. Tim boots tapping in the choir ring. Every dance step, a small rebellion. Praise in the pocket, grief in the melanin. Sweat on the vinyl, prayers in the crate. God don't knock, he just levitates. Saints in velvet, still they pray. Spray paint songs every day. Midnight mass in the basement club. Spins for the DJ, light from a my lone twist. Gave me a blessing and a backhand kiss. This ain't Sunday, but the spirit loud. It hums in the bodies that rule the crowd. She wore wings made of denim and sin. Said every sinner here trying to begin. Don't read scripture, we tag it in chrome. Dance till the rhythm calls home. Shoe scuff holy, faith on beat, and everyone on feet. Saints in hell. Spray paint songs every day. Time left here a long time ago, but the dust still feels like it's praying slow. This room been waiting since 82. Curtain stiff, stained in a tobacco hue. Clock on the wall, stuck at quarter to death. Still ticks in my head, though it ain't got breath. Old boots by the door, never moved since June. And the roaches pray nightly to the ghost of the moon. Photographs curl like they trying to forget. All the faces now blurred by cigarette debt. I sit on a crate where a throne once stood, reciting old rhymes like a monk in the hood. The wallpaper peels like tired skin, revealing drywall truths I kept tucked in. Even silence here gotta wait to it, like it know what happened but won't say shit. You ever seen dust dance like it heard the blues? Like it rise for a solo it didn't choose.
No wind in this broken town, only ghosts that talk me down.
Streets outside crack like a dried up prayer, where the air smell like grief and electric despair. Barbershop gone, deli turned mosque, and the steps where we played now covered in moss. I walk through my past in a rusted coat, still hear grandma humming on a single note. Mail slot coughs, but no postman comes. Only light through the blinds and forgotten crumbs. I wrote poems on napkins, left them to rot. Now the ink flow like spirits in a coffee pot. The paint flake off like forgotten laws, while the rats take communion in cabinet drawers. I ain't scared of decay, I know her well. She braid my hair with the tales I tell. And if you listen, you can hear time chill, sitting quiet in a room where dust stands still. In this broken town, only ghosts that talk me down. When all else fades, the dust remains. It holds the names, it hums the pain.
Some days don't end, they just give up halfway through.
That clock in the kitchen stuck at 4:03. Been ticking 5 years, but ain't moved for me. Paint's peeled off the walls like skin, and the fridge hums low like a violin. Ma still talks to the stove like it's kin, while the bulb flickers slow above the tin. Bills stacked crooked by the chip cup tray. Same name, same threats, same due date. The calendar's faded to ghosts and stains. No holidays, just circle page. Hand warm on a dead gas line, said it's the ritual that keeps us fine. I used to think time just got tired here. Sat down in the corner with a lukewarm beer. Even the roaches don't run no more, they just crawl slow under sagging doors. We've been living in a moment too broke to pass. 5 years on the clock with a splintered glass. My brother left and never called back, but his name still floats in the kitchen plaque. Used to sit by the oven and warm his shoes. Now it's just Ma and the Channel 2 news. I count the stains on the floor like stars, map out hope and invisible scars. We ration rice with prayers and jokes, and silence that hung like secondhand smoke. I wrote a rap on the back of a soup can label while she cried over stains on the folding table. Said we ain't poor, we just paused too long, but her voice cracked soft like a distant song. The world kept spinning, but not in here, not past the fridge or the metal chair. So I wait with the clock and the light turned low for a second hand that forgot to go. Southern soul, just start caring, Bruce.
There's a crack in every
Every sidewalk's a sermon with verses in chalk, washed by rain, rewritten when the children talk. I seen gospel in the graffiti, psalms in the tags, dead homies memorialized in duffel bag flags. The preacher on the steps got holes in his shoes, still speaking fire like he's going to lose. He said, this block's a Bible, each brick been bled. Every siren a hymn for the unfed dead. I walk slow, listen to the stories beneath. Old gum, new blood, broken teeth in the street. There's wisdom in the junkie who forgot his own name. He hung like a pump in a miner's flame. What the news don't tell, the pavement screams. Buried beneath dreams and welfare schemes. I write down verses no one else will quote. From benches and ledges where the silence spoke.
The streets remember what the papers were. These in the concrete waiting to turn.
I said God don't walk this side of town, but if he do, we keep his head down. Still we find affinity in bus fumes. It's still in the way the kid laughs, though it skips his meal. The sidewalk talks and heel prints and ash. Tales of love that ended in a bottle crash. You ever see a man fold in the middle of prayer, whispering to no one on a plastic chair. Some days I think we all prophets in disguise, bleeding poetry from tired eyes. We just ain't been canonized by clean hands, but we tested fire and smoke in open cans. Block raised me, cursed me, kept me fed, taught me silence, louder than what's said. So if I go before I reach that gate, or a verse in the cracks, let the sidewalk translate.
The streets remember what the papers were. These in the concrete waiting to turn.
To live without hope is to cease to live. Even silence carries the voices that listen.
Night died, it just waits for you to stop pretending.
Midnight ain't dark, it's a polished glass. Shows you the things you try to walk past. Like mom in the kitchen with a face half lit, talking to herself while the burner click clicks. Ceiling fan spins like a slow regret. Each bladed year I ain't made right yet. I count them like sins I meant to forget, but they keep showing up with unpaid debt. A siren cries like it know my name, like it see my hands in someone else's shame. In the walls, man, they whisper in tones, repeating them nights I should've stayed home. Ain't no sleep when the silence got hands, pulling at threads I ain't meant to withstand. So I pace in the dark, ask the fridge for grace, while the mirror just stares with a stranger's face.
Midnight's just a mirror and it don't blink twice. Shows you what's buried when you cut off the lights.
Yeah, I keep receipts like confession slips, old phone numbers and apocalypse tips. The bed don't hold me, it just holds weight, and the pillow knows all of my jailhouse fate. Used to dream big, now I just dream less. Wake up in knots, I ain't learned to unmess. I write rhymes in my head that I'll never record, just scribbled in steam on a bathroom door. The past knocks slow, but it always come in, smelling like whiskey and worn down sin. It don't die keys, and know the route through cracked floorboards and what if doubts. Sometimes I sit with it, let it speak, let it drag me through the basement creek. Cause maybe truth only shows up late, in the pause between lies and the lock on the gate.
Midnight's just a mirror and it don't blink twice. Shows you what's buried when you cut off the lights.
Some saints don't glow, they just burn slow and don't stop. Uncle preached with a bottle in hand, leaning on a fence like he owned the land. Said the world ain't clean, so why should I be? Then he laughed like a sermon said loose and free. His Bible was a notebook filled with smoke stains, verses scribbled in bus tickets and old pains. He never made church, but he rang like bells, echoed through rooms like forgotten spells. Miss Geneva in 3B cooked truth and beans, baptized grandbabies in kitchen steam, told fortunes with cornbread and callous palms, and whispered old names like they still have songs. These ain't saints you see on walls in gold. They got mouths full of gravel and jackets with mold, but they prayed with their backs, with their lungs with rent, and blessed us in ways the clean ones can't.
Secondhand smoke, secondhand saints, holiness found in the things they ain't. Secondhand smoke, secondhand saints, holiness found in the things they ain't.
Corner kid reciting wisdom through loose teeth, quotes his father's ghost between drum beats. Said I don't kneel, I just light and breathe, cause every puff feel like a prayer to leave. Old man slick by the laundromat wall, hands out lessons like socks in the fall. Told me the sky don't judge your praise below, but it favors those who don't let go. I seen grace in the ash of the jailbird's eye when he held that straight pup and didn't ask why. And the kid with the stutter still spits his lines, speaks gospel and skips some crooked rhymes. So yeah, these saints don't float, don't shine, but they carry the weight like a holy spine. And if heaven's real, let it stretch this far to porches and benches and backseat cars.
Secondhand smoke, secondhand saints, holiness found in the things they ain't.
God writes straight with crooked lines, you just gotta look from the side sometimes.
Through the vinyl dreams, we find our way. Golden era love will never fade away.
Street lights flicker on the avenue path, jazz loop rides over boom bap's wrath. Underground tapes in a Walkman spin, every rhyme quoted with the places I've been. Corner store lessons, wisdom from the pain. Rain on the window while the bass sustain. I stitch words tight like a tailor of time, painting murals with my voice, line after line.
Take me back to the night so deep, where the echoes of the city never fall asleep. Through the vinyl dreams, we find our way.
colder than the smoke in my chest. Dreams scribbled on the page, put my soul to the test. Concrete lessons where the weak don't last. Every rhyme is a mirror of the pain I've passed. Multisyllable heat, let the cadence ignite. Punchline sharper than the razor at night. From the basement tapes to the block I roam. Boom bap heartbeat, this the place I call home.
Through the cracks in the vinyl, the truth still plays. Echoes from the struggle in the brighter days. Hold on tight, let the music guide. Golden era love, it will never die. Through the cracks in the vinyl, the truth still plays. Echoes from the struggle in the brighter days. Hold on tight, let the music guide. Golden era love, it will never die.
Walkman static, but the groove still pure. Dusty loops healing what the pain can't cure. Salt brothers hustle just to keep on the light. Mothers praying heavy in the dead of the night. Every bar coated with the scars I know. Jazz chords bleeding where the broken flow. Underground scripture in the rhyme I spit. Legacy eternal, can't silence it.
Through the cracks in the vinyl, the truth still plays. Echoes from the struggle in the brighter days. Hold on tight, let the music guide. Golden era love, it will never die. Through the cracks in the vinyl, the truth still plays. Echoes from the struggle in the brighter days. Hold on tight, let the music guide. Golden era love, it will never die.
Stories on the corner, ciphers under the lamp. Boom bap drums knocking like a soldier stamp. Not for fame, not change, just a culture intact. Every verse is a brick that we lay on the track. Mixtape memories in the hiss and pop. Soul food lyrics when the world feels locked. Underground treasure in the groove we trust. From the vinyl dust rise the voices of us.
Through the cracks in the vinyl, the truth still plays. Echoes from the struggle in the brighter days. Hold on tight, let the music guide. Golden era love, it will never die. Through the cracks in the vinyl, the truth still plays. Echoes from the struggle in the brighter days. Hold on tight, let the music guide. Golden era love, it will never die.
Yo. Street lights flicker, shadows dance in the bricks. Dreams caught in the notebooks, life heavy with risks. I paint survival with the ink from my scars. Every rhyme a confession underneath the stars. Multi-syllable schemes, let the rhythm collide. Truth sharper than a dagger, I can't hide. From the crate digging basements to the nights on the stoop. The boom bap drums keep my spirit in the loop. Chains on his wrists, mama's tears falling while she prays for a shift. Still I rhyme vivid, every syllable bleeds. Blueprint stories planted deep as the seeds. Underground scripture, let the sample repeat. Old soul rhythm with the bass in the street. Ciphers in the alley, cold breath in the air. Verses traded raw, truth laid bare. Not for platinum plaques, but respecting the rhyme. Timeless essence like a needle stuck in time. Mixtape essence in the hiss and the pop. Dusty groove therapy when the chaos won't stop. From the final dust, we resurrect pride. Boom bap eternal, still alive worldwide.
Golden love, forever it will never
where the sirens roam. Notebook pages turned into a silent home. I stitch syllables tighter than the laces on kicks. Life lessons hit harder than the bass and the kicks. From the benches where we plan dreams bigger than blocks, to the crates full of vinyl and the ticking of clocks. Every rhyme's like a journal, every punchline bleeds, playing hope in the dirt.
Oh, the dust on the needle keeps the story alive. Through the struggle and the pain, we still manage to survive. Let the record spin slow, let the memories ride. Golden echoes in my soul, they will never die.
Midnight ciphers where the voices collide. Raw verses in the alley, no place to hide. Multi-syllable flows cut deep in the dark. Underground scripture like graffiti on the park. Lost friends in the shuffle, names fade in the breeze, but the laughter still lingers like the crackle and wheeze. Boom bap pulse in my chest, it's the cold that I keep. Old soul, young hunger, still refusing to sleep.
Oh, the dust on the needle keeps the story alive. Through the struggle and the pain, we still manage to survive. Let the record spin slow, let the memories ride. Golden echoes in my soul, they will never.
Pack full of tapes, dreams heavy as stone. City lights flicker, but the rhythm feels like home. We never chase fame, just respecting the rhyme. Every loop, every chop, frozen moments in time. Punchlines hit raw, let the metaphor stretch. From the corner to the stage, still the same dialect. Dusty grooves resurrect what the world forgot. Golden era in my veins, whether ready or not.
Oh, the dust on the needle keeps the story alive. Through the struggle and the pain, we still manage to survive. Let the record spin slow, let the memories ride. Golden echoes in my soul, they will never die.
Crack pavement stories, echoes on the street lamps. Dreams scribbled on my palms, ink bleeding like stamps. Multi-syllable missiles, every line got weight. Dodging fate with a rhyme scheme sharper than hate. From the corner store benches to graffiti stained walls, we were kings with a notebook, no crowns at all. Every dusty vinyl crackle was a prayer to the night. Boom bap in my veins kept my spirit in fight.
Hold me closer, don't let it fade. Through the struggle, the music stays. Every heartbeat's a song we play. Golden echoes will never decay.
Take history, rewind, you can feel the grind. Every punchline crafted just to free the mind. Soulful samples wrapped around the pain we knew. Every kick, every snare was a lifeline too. I was broke, but the rhythm gave me food for thought. Had a battle with the silence, every rhyme I fought. From the shadows of the block to the tapes we spun. Underground never dies, it just breathes in the young.
Hold me closer, don't let it fade. Through the struggle, the music stays. Every heartbeat's a song we play. Golden echoes will never decay.
Now I walk with the wisdom of the we made. Every syllable's a scar, but I wear it like grades. Raw essence in the record, imperfections intact. From cassette tape splices to the static and hum. We were prophets in the basement where the gospel comes from. Still the boom bap knocks when the night feels cold. Every rhyme is a relic, every verse is gold.
Hold me closer, don't let it fade. Through the struggle, the music stays. Every heartbeat's a song we play. Golden echoes will never decay. Hold me closer, don't let it fade.
Street lights flicker while the stories unfold. Dream frozen in the cold, painted silver and gold. Monosyllable vision spilling out of my chest. Every rhyme's like a prayer when there's no rest. Mama said the pen could be my only escape. While the system built bars just to plan my fate. From the benches to the cipher, I was sharpen my name. Underground tape spinning, gasoline to the flame.
Hold on, don't let it die.
Through the struggle we testify.
Every shadow, every side.
Music lifts us to the sky.
Hold on, don't let it die.
Through the struggle we testify.
Every shadow, every side.
Music lifts us to the sky. Dusty grooves crackle like the truth and pain. Jazz horns cry soft through the subway rain. Every kick, every snare was a lifeline tight. Ghetto symphonies born in the dead of night. I battle silence, carve scriptures on beats. Turn hunger into hunger. Closed doors, I broke locks with lines. Golden echoes from the past still bleed through time.
Hold on, don't let it die.
Through the struggle we testify.
Every shadow, every side.
Music lifts us to the sky.
Hold on, don't let it die.
Through the struggle we testify.
Every side.
Music lifts us to the sky. Now the concrete whispers with the scars we wrote. Every lyric's like a seed that the struggle sowed. Boom bap in my bloodstream, vinyl in my soul. Mixtape memories etched in the roll. No fame, just the fire of the nights we claim. Raw essence in a cipher, never chasing the same. From the basements to the block, the tradition survives. Cause the real never dies, it just changes lives.
Hold on, don't let it die.
Through the struggle we testify.
Every shadow, every side.
Music lifts us to the sky.
Hold on, don't let it die.
Through the struggle we testify.
Every shadow,
Crack pavement where the ciphers ignite. Graffiti on the wall telling tales of the night. I was scribbling my pain in the margins of class. Multisyllable scriptures while the hours would pass. Police sirens sang lullabies we never chose. Dreams buried deep where the concrete grows. But I rose with the beat, every rhyme was a fight. Dusty grooves on cassette kept my soul in life.
through the fire, through the rain. Music heals the deepest pain. Voices rising, we remain. Echoes living in the vein.
Yeah. Boom bap, heartbeat, soul sample looping. Back alley sermons where the prophets keep moving. Every punchline hit like a brick through glass. While the system kept scripting out a predetermined path. But the underground speaks and the real gets told. Golden era essence in the verses I hold. Vinyl whispers wisdom from the crates I dig. Every story that I spit paints the life we live.
Through the fire, through the rain. Music heals the deepest pain. Voices rising, we remain. Echoes living in the vein.
Now the alleyway echoes with the cipher's flame. Legends carved initials in the sound we claim. No charts, just the art and the hunger we knew. Mixtape static like a compass that guided us through. Rooted snares carried hope where the daylight failed. Underground gospel in the lines unveiled. And if the world forgets, let the vinyl remind. Hip-hop ain't dead, it just lives in the mind.
Through the fire, through the rain. Music heals the deepest pain. Voices rising, we remain. Echoes living in the vein.
Writing dreams in the margins with a pen up my sleeve. Every corner had a story, every crack had a name. Concrete gospel carved deep in the frame. Mama working 2 shifts, pocket stayed in, but the music in my Walkman kept the fight within. Multi-syllable scriptures over vinyl decay. Boom bap sermons, guiding lost kids' way.
Take me higher, lift me through the pain. Voices in the shadows calling out my name. Hold me steady, let the record spin. Killing all the broken from the world we're in.
Mixtape static with the hiss and the crack. Drop jewels in the verse, never needed a plaque. System built walls with the rock chains. Kept my soul intact while surviving the strain. Punchlines heavy like a crate full of wax. Truth in the bars cutting sharper than an axe. Underground essence in the ciphers embrace. Every rhyme a reflection of the scars we face.
Take me higher, lift me through the pain. Voices in the shadows calling out my name. Hold me steady, let the record spin. Healing all the broken from the world.
Still rattle my chest. Hip hop in the marrow, it will never rest. Dusty grooves whisper secrets of the fight we won. Every lyric like a torch when the night goes on. No spotlight needed, just the boom bap truth. Raw rhythm in the cipher since my troubled youth. Tomorrow forgets, let the vinyl replay. Golden era in my spirit, never fading away.
Take me higher, lift me through the pain. Voices in the shadows calling out my name. Hold me steady, let the record spin. Healing all the broken from the world we're in.
Corner store wisdom, echoes in the lamplight. Writing in the margins just to try and get my plans right. Multi-syllable sermons from a crack mic. Punchline sharper than a blade in a black fight. Mama said pray, but the rent stayed due. Hunger in the belly, but the dream came true. Digging in the crates for a sample so blue. Boom bap drums, turn the drum to brand new.
Where the record spins slow. Through the pain and the rain, let the music still flow. Hold me close. When the night feels cold, in the cracks of the vinyl, all the stories unfold.
Basement tapes hit soulful jazz, Luke crying. Every 16 bars like the truth undying. Underground cipher, no suits, no lying. Only broken kids with a voice still trying. Synonyms collide in the rhythm I lace. Multi-rhyme stack like the bricks we face. Every line raw can't erase the trace. It's a mixtape prayer in a shadow place.
Take me back, where the record spins slow. Through the pain and the rain, let the music still flow. Hold me close. When the night feels cold, in the cracks of the vinyl, all the stories unfold.
Now the clock ticks on, but the beat still lingers. Dust on the vinyl bass under my fingers. Life painted vivid through the pain it triggers. Golden era echoes for the dream of figures. If the system forgot, then the tape rewind. Every rhyme eternal in the depths of time. Boom bap pulse like a lifeline sign. Hip hop scriptures in the street like shine.
Take me back, where the record spins slow. Through the pain and the rain, let the music still flow. Hold me close. When the night feels cold, in the cracks of the vinyl, all the stories unfold.
Broken street lights echo in the late night. Dreams on the curb trying to script my fate right. Multi-syllable visions in the crack lines. Every rhyme's therapy, sharper than a flat spine. Grandma's prayers flow through the static hiss. Life ain't sweet, but the beat's my catalyst. Crates full of soul, turn pain to a canvas. Boom bap sermons can't vanish the madness.
Spin me back with a vinyl still play. Through the struggle and the hustle, find a brighter day. Hold me strong when the nights feel long. In the groove of the way we can carry on.
Yeah. Block cipher nights, we was hungry with a notebook. Raw metaphors carved deep like a slow hook. System never cared, so we wrote our own book. Every bar heavy like the ground that the stone shook. Hope in the baseline, pain in the snare. Truth in the sample that was loot from the air. Ghetto gospel hidden in the crackle somewhere. Mixtape scriptures keep the lost ones aware.
Spin me back with a vinyl still play. Through the struggle and the hustle, find a brighter day. Hold me strong when the nights feel long. In the groove of the record, we can carry on.
Now the needle drifts slow, but the story's still breathing. Legends in the basement where the echoes keep speaking. Multi-layer rhymes, punchlines, heavy beating. Golden era essence in the soul we keeping. Every crack in the record got a secret inside. Every loop that repeats is the truth we confide. Underground sermons where the lost still reside. Hip-hop's cathedral where the prophets don't hide.
Spin me back with a vinyl still play. Through the struggle and the hustle, find a brighter day. Hold me strong when the nights feel long. In the groove of the record, we can carry on.
Crackle and wax, needle bleeds like a scar on the track. I was writing on the corners where the nights turn black. Concrete diaries, pain scripted in rhyme. Every syllable a lifeline ahead of its time. Mom's cry echo, pops going in the wind. I was raised by the ciphers and the strength of my friends. Boom bap sermons, prophets and hoodies would preach. Dreams bigger than the block, still too far to reach.
Let the record spin, take me home again. Through the struggle and the sin, music heals within. Shadows fade away when the rhythm stays. I'm lifted every day by the songs we play.
I saw the hunger in their eyes, dice rolling for bread. In the basement, beats banging, we were breaking the dread. Jazzy horns crying, looped eternal with pain. But the rhyme gave us shelter, umbrella and rain. Multi-syllable scriptures coded deep in the bars. Every punchline a scar, every battle was war. Underground royalty, no crown, just truth. I was polished by the struggle, educated by youth.
Let the record spin, take me home again. Through the struggle and the sin, music heals within. Shadows fade away when the rhythm stays. I'm lifted every day by the songs we play.
Now I'm older, but the echo still burns in my chest. Golden era never died, it just lives in the depths. Dusty tape deck, spirit boom bap in my veins. I'm a relic with a message steady carving my name. Legacy of ciphers carved on project walls. I still answer when that vinyl needle calls. Underground symphony raw, never tame. Hip hop's heartbeat forever remains.
Let the record spin, take me home again. Through the struggle and the sin, music heals within. Shadows fade away when the rhythm stays. I'm
record. Crackle bleeds in my ear. Street lights flicker like the doubts I hear. I was raised where the sirens sang louder than prayer. Dreams small as the change that we tossed in the air. Concrete sermons taught survival and rhyme. Multi-syllable scriptures, every bar in time. My punchline sharper than the glass on the curb. Truth served raw, every sentence a verb.
Play that song, let the pain turn sweet. Soul in a sample, heart in the beat. Even through the struggle, I still believe. Music is the light in the nights we breathe. In the nights we breathe.
Back alleys painted with the echoes of youth. Graffiti was our scripture, every color the truth. I saw brothers fall victim to the weight of the grind, but the rhythm in my chest kept me safe in the mind. Boom bap thunder was the weapon we chose. Underground royalty with no crown to impose. I turned hunger into verses, wounds in the lines. Every scar on the page made the struggle get divine.
Play that song, let the pain turn sweet. Soul in a sample, heart in the beat. Even through the struggle, I still believe. Music is the light in the nights we breathe. In the nights we breathe.
Now the mixtape hisses like a ghost from the past, but the essence of the golden age is built to last. The crackle in the vinyl is the blood in my vein. I resurrect the cipher every time I explain. I'm the echo in the basement, the cipher in smoke. The story of the nameless, every bar that I spoke. Raw like the pavement, eternal unchained. Hip-hop ain't dead, it just hides in the pain.
Play that song, let the pain turn sweet. Soul in a sample, heart in the beat. Even through the struggle, I still believe. Music is the light in the nights we breathe. In the nights we breathe.
Step in the shadows, city lights flicker low. Hustle in my veins, got that rhythm in my flow. Notebook full of struggles, ink dripping like with pain. Check the vinyl, every snare hit precise. Seen the homies fall, seen the night stay cold. Boom bap, heartbeat, stories waiting to be told.
Hold me close to the echoes in the night. Soulful melodies guide me to the light. Even when the streets whisper tales of despair, music lifts my spirit everywhere.
Yeah. Concrete jungles talking, every corner got a tale. Dreams stitched in rhymes, I ride the boom bap trail. Eyes on the skyline, feet grounded on the block. Life moves in cycles, tick-tock of the clock. Jazz keys float above, bass knocking deep. Lyrics paint the picture, memories I keep. Punchline architecture, multi-syllable design. Golden era essence, timeless in every line.
Hold me close to the echoes in the night. Soulful melodies guide me to the light. Even when the streets whisper tales of despair, music lifts my spirit everywhere.
Yeah. Late night ciphers, candles flicker in the mist. Every rhyme a lifeline, every line a twist. Underground tape spinning, dusty grooves alive. Stories of survival, how we struggle to thrive. Drunky drums drive the narrative, smooth jazz keys soar. Boom bap foundation, can't ignore. Life, love, and hustle, etched in every rhyme. Mixtape nostalgia, frozen in time.
Hold me close to the echoes in the night. Soulful melodies guide me to the light. Even when the streets tales of despair, music lifts my spirit everywhere.
streetlights paint the scene. Life lessons hidden where the shadows lean. Jazzy keys floating over deep bass lines. Every bar a time capsule mixtape a hard time.
Through the midnight, hear the city's heart. Soulful melodies tearing the dark apart. Rise through struggle, find the light anew. Every note reminds me of truth. Through the midnight, hear the city's heart. Soulful melodies tearing the dark apart. Rise through struggle, find the light anew. Every note reminds me of truth.
Neon flickers, alleyways tell they tale, rhymes in a lock. Punchlines never fail, boom bap, heartbeats, snare snap precise. Golden era spirit, cut like a knife. Stories in motion, life's a vinyl spin. Jazz horns blowing, let the groove pull you in. Deep bass rumble under moonlit nights. Underground rhythms guiding city flights.
Through the midnight, hear the city's heart. Soulful melodies tearing the dark apart. Rise through struggle, find the light anew. Every note reminds me of truth.
Yeah. Graffiti memories etched on brick walls. Every rhyme a ladder when the night calls. Multi-syllable flows, metaphors collide. Life lessons hidden where the streets confide. Dusty vinyl crackle, jazzy samples glide. Boom bap drum, steady bass lines pride. Nostalgic echoes in every verse I spit. Golden era essence, raw and legit.
Through the midnight, hear the city's heart. Soulful melodies tear in the dark apart. Rise through struggle, find the light anew. Every note reminds me of
Yo, midnight corner, street lamps flicker slow. Life lessons hidden where the cold winds blow. Syllables connect like cracks in the pavement. Punchlines hit hard, lyrical enslavement. Hustle in my step, dreams in a backpack. Dusty vinyl crackle, memories play back. Jazzy piano floating on deep bass. Underground rhythm, life's marathon
Hear
race.
the echoes of the night. Soulful melodies keep the vibe right. Through the struggle, through the fight. Every heartbeat shines a gentle light.
Neon signs painting stories on the wall. Rhymes intertwine, I rise, I never fall. Boom bap, snare snap and kick drum steady. Life lessons spinning, gotta stay ready. Corner ciphers, wisdom in every line. Golden era spirit raw like aged wine. Jazz horns echo over streets confession. Every bar I spit is a life lesson session.
Hear the echoes of the night. Soulful melodies keep the vibe right. Through the struggle, through the fight. Every heartbeat shines a gentle light.
Yeah. Graffiti memories etched in the brick. Syllables collide, my pen moves quick. Punchlines hit like shadows in the mist. Every rhyme a story, every verse a twist. Dusty vinyl, jazzy loops in the air. Deep bass thumping, underground flare. Nostalgia flows, mixtape in your soul. Golden era essence, raw, complete whole.
Hear the echoes of the night. Soulful melodies keep the vibe right. struggle.